Previously on Inspired Initiative, Motley Hughes spent some downtime in Elendor, pursuing personal goals and forging new connections. Rhukkarrak sought out the Khazdurim, but discovered they were imprisoned underground, inaccessible to the public. Meanwhile, Maldorwen promoted the Dawnward Sentinels with flyers and shared a heartfelt evening with Captain Taran Greaves, ending in a magical leap of faith. Euan worked alongside Tharum and Kalia at the Blazing Anvil, opening up about his past while commissioning a custom weapon. Asja, having regained her light, assisted Vayno's Dusk Whisperer at the Mystic Curio Shop. She later met with Detective Gronk to discuss her missing father, uncovering sparse records before the two took a moment to simply enjoy each other's company. Reuniting, the group shared what they had learned. The Khazdurim were set to be exiled within days, prompting them to strategize a way to intervene. Their plans were interrupted by an invitation from Aeon Zathriel, who offered them a lucrative job escorting a mysterious item to Voltari, the elven capital. With choices ahead and time running out, what path will Motley Hue take? Find out tonight on Inspired Initiative. So, you all just exited Aeon Zathriel's estate. Lavish interior. You still smell the strong perfumes coming from within. As you depart, this newfound task kind of puzzling your mind. Is this something that you all want to do? Can you even do it with the other prospects that you are wanting to do as well? You all kind of remain quiet for a moment as you're just lost in thought. As you start walking down the canal ways of the Glassglade district. What would you all like to do?
Oh, well, that was not what I was expecting. We should probably get back to the Tide chapter before we discuss what we're going to do.
GM, what time of evening, night is it?
It is currently little before midday. You woke up relatively early.
Never mind.
You'd had a conversation, and then during that conversation, you were kind of instructed to go meet with Aeon. After a little bit of trek there, you are now here a little before midday.
I know that I will need a little bit of we can go to back to the house and discuss this, but I don't know about the rest of you, but I will need some time to think on this offer.
I also need some time to think. I apologize.
Did anybody else get the sense that maybe this is, very dangerous, but he was not saying that? Just saying.
No, I tend to
Well-
agree.
This is... And he kind of like looks around. I don't trust it.
What are your thoughts, Maldorwen?
Well, it will be definitely dangerous if we decide to take the package to Valtari. But, well, Aeon seemed to be desperate. So perhaps this is our chance to get from him something we want.
Yes, Well, I do feel that this is very shady, and I don't like the way it was presented. I do want to get out of town, but I wanted to check out the shrine before we left and potentially figure out what the Kazdurum know. So
I think
it's ill-timed.
I think figuring out what the Kazdurum might know would be a good call. Something about the shrine gives me a bad feeling. I think it's useful, and I think that there is information to learn on how to deal with death energy there. It would be a good thing, but I can feel it in my bones. I don't think that that's something that we should deal with right now.
I mean, the only way that we can find out if it's dangerous is to go there, right?
Being in the conversation with you and the High Priestess, another way you can tell that it was dangerous was her telling you it's dangerous.
Oh, no, I mean, like, how dangerous?
But is it worth the risk if we go there and it's too much for us to handle?
I mean, we could definitely be cautious.
We have been cautious every other time, and how many times have I had to pick you or you, she points at you and Rhukka, up again?
Look, I'm a little more flammable than I thought I was. My apologies.
Well, no, that was a very special thing. I don't think anybody that is supposed to not be flammable would not be flammable with what you were fighting that night. Either way. I also agree that maybe it is time for us to, I don't know, leave the city for a little while, let things simmer down. But I still have a few things that I need to wrap up in the city as well. I need at least probably today and maybe tomorrow. I can be ready to go in 3 days. Or not in a day and whatever. Then I'll be ready to go then.
GM, if you could jog my memory for me quick. I know that we had said that we were going to go deal with some enemies with Captain Terran Graves. How does that timeline intersect with the timeline we've been given by Aeon? Should we decide to leave?
So, the captain vaguely mentioned that she was going to do a little scouting mission outside to make sure that the borders of different pyro scales and other creatures that could bring danger to the city were dealt with. She said that she was just going to do that in the next couple days here. She didn't give you a strict time on that.
All right. And then how soon did Euan say that we had to leave?
He basically said the sooner the better. He wouldn't want to spend much more than a couple days at most here, just because of
Understood.
how long the journey is and the harsh that is approaching.
Understood.
I mean, I guess if there are other things that people need to take care of, then we can definitely postpone the trek, and that would definitely make room for this trip. But I still would like to try Asja's idea to get information.
Well, why don't you try to do that this afternoon? I will try and get my stuff, and we will try and get everything done as quickly as possible so that we can leave as soon as possible. And that way... She kind of looks in concern at Maldorwen. Does that have magical cooling, or are you going to get really hot during the Ember Veil if we are not very fast?
I'm going to be fine. I've been out
Okay.
there during Ember Veil more than once. Don't worry about me. But,
Metal conducts heat so well. I was just concerned. That's all.
well, I mean, I think Rupert is as good as a conductor as my helmet, so you also will have to watch out for yourself.
Very true. But I have one of the things I want to work on as well. I guess we can do it while we're traveling. Is on our way here, Euan and I, and her speed in speaking seems to start increasing. Anyways, so we had this fight with these wolves, and the pelt is very good for fire protection, and so I want to sew it into this little hood, and then that way maybe it can protect my face, and then I don't turn as red as my hair. Okay, maybe I'm excited about going. Maybe, I don't know. But I do need to finish things here. But then, yes, a new big city would be interesting with less people that don't like us. Would be very nice.
Less people that don't like us. I like the sound of that, but I'm rather indifferent to us going or not.
Well, there may be less people who don't like us, but there's more people in general. It can get quite crowded.
But more people usually means more information. So, Ruka, for you, when we go, I could go and help you in the library to find maybe some more books, not only on the death energies, but also on the shrine. Maybe we could find something on the shrine. And we can do research, because I have to come back this way after the harsh. So...
I would appreciate that. That is actually a great idea.
Yes, I'm sure there's library, and with more people, there's more knowledge than just small little frontier town. She kind of giggles as she's like standing, with these large buildings and a rather good, although a very young town. So still, frontier town. We are bound to find more in Capital City on information that you are looking for. And, well, I do know a thing about getting around a library and an archive, so I could help you.
I would appreciate that. I'm really liking this plan. Okay.
Is everybody okay if we take at least a day and a half to do our personal things, wrap up? I don't know, say goodbye to people that we might miss a lot when we go? Just saying.
There is also a favor to ask from the council, if you haven't done so. If we are going to leave them, I will make sure to ask for something useful for our journey.
I already asked Dagon for a favor. I don't know if he's going to agree, so But I asked him for some things for back at my home that we don't have. Just in case. Precautionary. In case the world goes boom and my people need to protect themselves, I asked for some precautionary supplies.
I
Just in case.
technically also asked, but I don't know if it counts as the payment or not. The way that Dagon was talking was. No, sorry, Kareth was talking. He didn't seem to consider it payments, but I was just looking for the information on the cleansing of death energy. But I don't know what else to ask for. So, if you need something, you can, I guess, take my portion.
I haven't yet asked for anything for myself, but I do need to speak to Therm over at the forge. I've been working on some armor for
Okay,
myself.
I have an idea. Just a small idea. Before we start asking for big favors from things, we should put favors. Favors are good things. But maybe we should somehow indicate to Euan that we will do this, but we will do this in that many days. And what is he providing for us? Because I would think that as our employer, it is his job to, I don't know, at least provide us with a little bit. Maybe some. We don't know how big this is. Do we need a cart for it? Or is it small? Can we put it in our pockets? We are going to need some food. I don't know how easy it is to hunt in a big desert, but
It is doable. Difficult, but doable.
still, I would like to know what he is going to provide as our employer to us. So, maybe we should just go bite bullet and agree to this. If nothing, free trip out of the city where it's probably good to be out of the city instead of trapped in the city. Just in case somebody else wants to, I don't know. Have us take the blame?
Well, we just told him we needed time. How about we come back this evening and give him our answer?
There is also something else that we could ask of him in advance.
What
That
is
is?
that?
To help us fulfill our promise with you know who, and also perhaps that way we will find what you want to find out about the Casturim, Rhukkarrak.
I don't know if I want to trust either of the people that you mentioned, but if that is what you wish to do, by all means.
If there is only a few days for us to leave, I would like to try and talk to Shadowthorn at least once again, if we do get what he asked for.
Well, if everything goes well, I will be hopefully getting information today.
If.
Yes. There is a lot of question in that.
This would be a way that you wouldn't have to go through that. Let Eond take care of it. He should know the city better than us. He should know perhaps how to get to them. You would assume that someone that throws parties like him would have a lot of contacts.
You want to connect a shady and potentially How do I put this?
No, what he is saying is Aeon probably has better chance of getting in and asking questions, and then giving us the answers, and then at that point, Maldorwen can fulfill what he needs to do with Shadowthorn.
Oh,
Yes,
I thought you were
exactly.
talking about-
Instead of you trying to go in. Which
I thought you were wanting him
after-
to deliver this stuff to Shadowthorn. I'm like, why do we want to connect these two people? Okay, no, I guess that could work. Okay, I mean, if you want to try that, but I thought the idea was to limit the people that know. I don't know.
We'll necessarily
doesn't
have to
matter.
tell him that we're looking for something specific, or we could try and have him smuggle you in so you can ask questions, or perhaps smuggle all of us in. I don't know what he could do, but I don't think it's a bad idea to try and cash in our reward right now. And I said, what I realized about the situation is that he wouldn't reach to us if it wasn't very important, and also if he had someone else to do it. So, as I said, I think
are supposed to be being kicked out soon. So I was going to put myself as their traveling companion and basically get kicked out with them, and then just talk to them directly, rather than... Even if we get smuggled in, I'm sure there will be people that want to... I don't think there's anywhere in the city that we can speak to the Khazdurim. And he continues to lower his voice. We really should be talking about this in the Guildhall. Anyway, speak to the Khazdurim safely without being overheard inside the city. So we would probably need to go outside the city anyway, which is why I was going to come in as the traveling companion, get more details about when they're going to be released, and potentially leave with them and offer them my services as someone who is potentially looking for what they're looking for and is not Khazdurim, therefore can move around more freely.
that honestly sounds like a very dangerous plan, especially if you get caught. I don't think Kalerith has you in high esteem, Rhukkarrak.
How? The worst thing that I can imagine happening is that because I'm a companion of the Khazdurim, I also get put into prison until they are released, and we are all released together.
Why are you assuming they are gonna release you with them?
Have you also thought of that simple fact that the three of us have been seen with you as well? And I'm pretty sure that we would probably also get put into jail for absolutely no reason.
As he lowers his voice even more, of course it would not be actually me, it would be cursed me, as we discussed, who is not associated with any of you.
Is there another angle that we are overlooking? Excuse me. I think it's worth talking to the Khazdurim, but I don't know if I like this risk. What if we were able to figure out where they were going and find a way to head them off, so that way we could talk to them? They may be more willing to talk if I come along, since I took the spell for their leader. But that might help prevent the risk of us ending up in prison.
I mean, you could potentially be someone that my cursed form knows. I mean, we would be the same race at that point. It wouldn't be too far-fetched. And you could be the one that leads me to where the Khazdurim are being held.
See, that's
How
the
is
part.
this a better plan than letting someone that knows the city handle the situation? I'm sorry, but the more you speak about it, like the more reckless it seems to me. Especially if you want to involve Euan.
And we trust Aeon to just get the super secret information and give us all of it, and not care to investigate himself or to make this situation even worse.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
trust
what
Aeon
does it
because
matter? We're
Aeon
leaving.
needs us. And we're not necessarily gonna tell him. We can see if he is
Honestly?
willing first.
And we don't need to tell him everything, the same as the package. He didn't tell us everything. Don't tell him everything.
Honestly, this whole getting us out of town as soon as possible just smells so much like trying to get a problem out of the way.
You're the one who wanted to get away from Elendor a couple days ago, Rhukkarrak.
Yes, and I still want to get away, but again, it sounds like Aeon is just trying to get rid of us.
To me, it sounds like Aeon needs something very much.
Or he wants us to take a fall for whatever this thing he's trying to smuggle out. But
Even
Well,
if it
if
is,
that's the case, we deal with that on the other way out. Honestly, getting out of the city is probably... It's not something I would like to do, seeing as, I don't know. It's kind of neat here. I liked some of the people, and it's pretty, and I have a job, and, it's still close enough to home, but there's a bigger world where, as I've said before, we don't have, I don't know, most of the highest ranking people in the city gunning for us to just, I don't know, trip and fall on our faces so that they could throw us in jail without having to do anything cockamamie. I am pretty sure that most of us are not high on Caloris thing, and if we were to even look at his boot the wrong way, I'm pretty sure he'd be very angry with us. I mean, unfortunately, this is part of politics. Aeon is a politician and someone who has a lot of money. They have a different way of doing things. And whether it's shady or not, kind of agree with Mal. Why would they ask us? Unless it's important, because now we've kind of proven ourselves.
You also do realize, Rhukkarrak, that trying to open this door by yourself may get all the others closed. If things go badly in your plan, you would be in a cell.
Then
city
even our
wants to
favor with
exile.
Aeon, I don't think will get you out.
The city wants to exile, not keep.
But that is them, not you.
Why is some random merchant that knows the people that they are having incarcerated, they're going to treat completely different and just keep forever? You know what? It's fine. We can do this Aeon thing. I don't trust him. I'm beginning to not trust anyone in this town.
I don't trust him either.
Seeing how things work here, perhaps you would not be kept here forever, but there would be a process, there would be a trial. Your crimes are different than theirs. Their situation with the Kaldurim was solved more on a political level, but you would be just a criminal.
A criminal for... I would just be a merchant that came into town and, is trying very, very hard to keep his voice down. That just came into town and happened to be catching a ride with people that they're mad at. And that would be a crime?
To some people, yes.
Lying would be a crime.
Fine.
Again, Ruka, a big flaw of my people. Big flaw. Are you ready for it? Because a lot of my people think, oh, we're perfect. We're not. We have very long life, so we have very long memory, so it takes us a very long time to forget things. It has not even been 1 century yet. Some people are starting to... but a lot of people, at least in this area still, have a lot of wounds. And that's probably going to take at least another 10 decades at least before that really goes away.
I mean, it sounds like everybody wants to trust this very secret mission to someone that we cannot trust, and that's fine. We can just do this and get out of town and see what we can do somewhere else.
I don't trust him either, Rhukkarrak. But it is an avenue out of the city where we are on quote-unquote official business, and it gets us out without too many questions.
While I want to turn down this deal because it sounds just shady to me, I don't see a good reason not to, especially since I want to leave anyway. That I am not questioning. What I am questioning is Maldorwen's plan to have him take care of the information, the sensitive information that we want to get. But if that's what you want to do,
Fine then.
and we can do that.
Instead of just having him go, have somebody else go with him. If you want to have control of the information and listen to the information, then part of the deal with Euan then is that we make him take one of you. If you want to go as the merchant, it would make very much sense if a merchant showed up with, a merchant! To figure out what's going on here, guys. You were supposed to give me a ride back home and now you're in jail. What's going on here? It probably makes more sense than just merchant showing up going, yeah, I know exactly where they are. Hey, let me ask some questions of my friends here. Yes. Euan is powerful merchant, also on council. So would it not make sense that 2 merchants show up together, and then that way you can ask questions, you have 100% of listens to the answers, and you are not missing out on any information? What about that? Would that be good?
I'm not saying trust Euan, and I'm also not saying give Euan the information. I'm saying ask Euan to help us get the information.
But how is he going to help us get the information without actually getting the information?
By getting us in the cell? Do you think Euan is going to want to be in a cell? I don't know. By making sure there are no guards around and then we can sneak? I don't know. That's something we would have to ask.
Do you think Euan speaks Kazdoram?
I mean, the Kazdoram will be released here soon. Whatever.
If you don't speak Kazdoram to them, you realize that they are going to look at you and kind of say, who are you? We don't know. I mean, I don't think they're in the mood to play along right now with someone they don't know showing up, wanting to ask them these questions. If you don't have some validity behind. So having the speaking Kazdoram is a good thing. Maybe Euan doesn't speak Kazdoram. After all, he spends more time on looking pretty and making sure that his reputation is stellar. I don't think he's interested in it.
Do we know when they're gonna officially release it? Because do we have that information?
You don't know exactly when. Gronk was telling us, that it was going to be soon. But he didn't want to divulge too much information because he knew that he would get in very big trouble if people knew that he was divulging that information.
So Maldorwen will pipe up and say, look, Rhukkarrak, soon is perhaps tomorrow, perhaps the day after that, perhaps 10 days after that. And if we're gonna work with Aeon, we have to leave soon, meaning 2 days from now or something like that. So things might not work like you want them to. And
The very least that I could do under the guise would be to figure out exactly when they are getting released, because a traveling companion would need to know that information. But whatever, we can just, this is getting way too complicated, we can just abandon the whole thing and we leave it up to Aeon, and then we can leave earlier. That works. Especially if it is going to be days from now and we don't have time anyway.
Either way.
I think we should then think about what is our priority. Because if our priority is to get out of Elendor, however we can, and head north, then we would do best taking Aeon still. But if we have other priorities, like the Casturim, I guess, then we could stay and wait for that to happen.
I thought it was a simple plan of attempting this merchant for 2, maybe 3 days, and if it gets somewhere, it gets somewhere. If not, then regardless, we leave. That's what I thought. But I am not the only one here, so...
Well, if that is your plan, then that is the best try. How about we take 2 days and there we go. The information I am looking for... Her voice goes really quiet as we're walking along the street. Pertains to what we found in the burned book. It pertains to what we found about in the burned book. I really need to figure this out, and I think that there's some clues here. I don't think the information is here, but I think there's some clues to where the information is. And one of the reasons, I might as well be honest, one of the reasons I want to go to the other city is if the information is not in this city, there is a good chance that it's in the next city. So I'm as much as the information is also slightly personal, unfortunately now, thanks to what we found, any personal feelings I have about this have to be pushed aside. It is now very much work. So I'd like to be able to at least get some leads on that, because as far as I can tell, everybody, including their children, is looking for what this is.
Around this time, you all are crossing over a larger bridge, and on the canal itself, you see that the chapter master, Dagon, is currently in a ferry boat, kind of making his way towards the Thai chapter. He looks up from the boat and sees you all. Oh, you guys are just who I wanted to see. Well, heading back to the chapter, we need to speak about some stuff.
Insight check.
Inciting what? What would you like to incite?
I want to know what he had for breakfast.
Yes, way down the...
You can see a little bit of Stormbird egg on his shirt. You don't even need an insight check.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yes, we were.
Good thing. There's some important stuff going on. Just kind of motions as the ferryman takes them further. You're like a couple 100 feet from the tide chapter now.
Duty calls, I suppose.
Yes.
Let's go.
Maybe this will help us decide.
All right.
Yes, but when has anybody ever told us the whole story? Let's go.
All right.
Booty calls with those Stormbird eggs.
And prestidigitation. You really do have to watch your appearance seriously.
Just happens. I don't know what. All right. So you guys arrive at the tide chapter once again. Just a minute or two after Dagon himself kind of is in there. He's currently pacing a little bit. Currently writing down something in a journal of his. As you all walk in, kind of motions over to the hearth kind of table. So, there's some interesting things. How good of a look did you all get at this? He's holding up the burned journal that you all found on the beach.
I was only able to decipher a few phrases.
So unfortunate how damaged it is. I feel like it held so many secrets that would have been very valuable. I was able to get a little bit out of it, though. Here, come all the way in. Make sure to, close the doors, and he even puts a little bit of the, the drapes or whatnot. Make sure no one can see in. This, you all were looking into the secretive people of the city as well, and their involvement in all this, right?
That'd
Yes.
be correct.
They're interested in this Celestia.
I don't know.
As
Given the
far
mark on the
as-
tent, maybe?
As far as I've been able to tell, everyone seems to be interested in it. I am actually starting to wonder for how long people have been interested in it, and well, I have my theories.
It
And-
is ancient history. And from what this tome, at least a little tiny bit I could see, it sounded very much like the person who was writing this had this book and was studying it.
Can I see that book, please?
Hands it over to you.
I have not looked at it yet. She takes it and opens it. And just kind of flicks through the pages.
It is incredibly damaged. Each page is kind of blackened with soot and char. And from just flipping through, goodness, words. Flipping through several pages there, you don't find hardly anything until you see one or two words on one page that are kind of legible, and flipping through some more. It is. Go ahead and roll our investigation real quick for me. In this moment.
7.
Yeah. You don't pick up on really anything more than what you guys had already discussed.
That's not what she's looking for. What she's looking for, the handwriting.
Okay. It is.
Does the handwriting look familiar to her at all?
It is all written in Kazduric, and
Mhm.
no, I would say no.
Okay. Unfortunately, this might back up my theory. She puts the book back down on the table very gently. First off, the book is written in Kazdaric. And if you say the person had the book, well, I can assure you that the book was in the archives of Mythendrill until at least 80 years ago, when Mythendrill was leveled.
Yeah.
I've had a very strong suspicion that for the night and day now, that this might be the case, because the list of names I showed you, Dagon, the one name, you're right. My father was a Gemborn elf, and my mother was a Gemborn elf. My father shouldn't have made it here, which means one of those other names there is my mother. But why would she be hiding her name? Unless this book, which I know my parents were also researching,
It's all very
I'm just saying,
concerning.
it's a theory.
From the little bit that I found in here, I don't believe that this individual, this Durham, was studying this at the 80 years since Mythendrill's fall. They reference the book like they did have it, so it leads me to believe that maybe they ventured in and got it, I don't know. But it also spoke of different anchors, places that were tied to the stars. And it spoke of this part of the world. I can only imagine that is what they were here for.
Could it have something to do with the, what's under your city?
That's where I was assuming as well. At least questioning.
Maldorwen, you studied the paintings more. Did anything stand out to you that maybe now makes more sense because of this information? I don't know, you were the one that paid more attention than the rest of us to the paintings.
If I remember correctly, the mural depicted Aquor, right?
Correct. It pictured all kinds of religious kind of involvement around Aquor, the elemental planet of water.
Whoever built Elendor perhaps knew this was a place of great significance. I don't know, but I think this is something that dates back even before the Ember War. Your people have been in Aruthar for a long time. And what I saw down there, it made me think like, this is all like the planets above us, well, to a degree again. I know I always say this, but it's like history is repeating itself to a degree as Elendor is rising over those ruins. You said significance and tied to the stars. The conflict. Perhaps that's a sign.
I'm going to trust you all, just because I don't know if I have anyone else I can at this moment. You all questioned where the other sentinels went, and I said that if you look into this, I'll let you know. I hope that the involvement of these shady individuals isn't as involved as I fear. But the more I learn about this, it all seems connected. We heard word of some sort of ancient ruin in the Forsaken Riftlands. Something that held some sort of ancient power. I did a little bit of research on it, and what I found wasn't much, but enough to warrant a curiosity of myself and a couple of the other sentinels here. We agreed that we needed to look into it before anyone else got their hands on it. And so I sent them to this task. That was near the beginning of Dadswell, though. I haven't really heard much back from them. At least not recently. It mentioned the same anchor in the text, though. I don't know. I feel like there's more going on here than we can see.
Yes, there is a lot more going on. They risked so much coming here, and they knew it. They knew what they were trying to do here. We really need to talk to them face to face.
Where are these riftlands?
Towards the southwest of Arthur.
Like, I thought the ocean was south.
Well, yes, it's more west than it is south, technically, but...
Or like it's along the shoreline?
Sorta. And he kind of pulls you over to a map that's on the wall, kind of a very kind of vague map of Arthur, and it points to the direction of. It's basically not directly south from Voltari, but a little southwest of Voltari. Definitely not super close, though.
It's like the huge crater area on the map, right?
Yeah.
I learned about this. Gronk taught me about. Isn't that where the boom happened?
What, the Ultiferno? No, Ultiferno happened north.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah. He told me about the boom. I didn't know what this was in the first place, so I didn't ask where it was. Okay.
If people want to roll history checks on the Forsaken Riftlands, you can do so. I think both Asja and Rhukkarrak would have disadvantage, just because of your general location in the world that you've traveled.
So you say, Rhukkarrak is not trying to recall anything about the Forsaken Riftlands themselves. He's trying to recall something about pillars.
Oh no.
Or anchors.
I was looking at the wrong dice when I said yay.
Rhukkarrak's trying to see if he can remember anything about anchors or places like that he's heard about along his travels instead.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that as well.
My character sheet's acting up a bit, so I'm just rolling 2 dice for my disadvantage.
Okay, that works.
Because it's not letting me roll through the system, so it won't show.
It's a 13 on history for Euan.
13 for Euan.
And yes, I am using different dice because my dice last week were not being very good.
Yep, they went to dice jail.
Oh, let me know how that works out for you, because I probably would need to do the same.
Well, I mean, so far I got
9.
11. It's not great, but it's definitely not bad.
Okay, so we'll start with the Riftlands, and then we'll come back to you, Rhukkarrak.
Yeah, that's fine.
a lot of you don't know much about the Riftlands. There's been different folk kind of legends on something there. You know that anything you do know about it is they're dangerous. People usually don't travel out there. Kind of a scarred landscape of large ravines and cavernous area that generally is just there's nothing out there, so why would people go out there? Because it's incredibly dangerous. That's pretty much what the three of you combined more or less know about it. Some maybe a little more vague than others, but Ruka, with you rolled an 11?
Yes.
For history? Inker, you don't... Yeah, that doesn't really bring up anything of importance or resemblance. You haven't really heard anything like there's anchors on ships, sure, but other than, yeah, you're not sure of anywhere else you've heard that kind of verbiage used before.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's all a lot. And I don't love to burden you all with this information, but I feel like it's important because you all are involved, whether you like it or not. I think it is important that you know at least what I can tell you about what's going on.
Well, I don't think there's much we can do about it here. We were just offered a escort job by Aeon to
How is that so?
to Valtari, and so we'll probably be there for the Arsh.
I see. Well, Aeon does pay well, so you'll be accommodated, at least.
Is it going to put too much stress on all of you if we leave?
I mean, I don't think so. We've already been kind of working understaffed for a while, and emotions to Maldorwen. Those flyers gotta help. Hopefully, a couple people will come by. A couple hands to help the captain out here and there. But I just really wish I've heard back from the others by now. Especially with the harsh coming. Doesn't bode well.
Were you hoping that we would go out there and check?
I don't, not necessarily, no. What I've heard from the Riftlands and done studies here and there, just not the best place. They'd be very well equipped, and people I sent out there were well equipped. I would hate to send more to whatever fate they met. Hopefully I'm overreacting, and communication is difficult to travel with communication, but it's been a while.
Yes, maybe your stomach is a bit full and that's troubling your spirit. But, well, it does sound like a shame for them to be out there during the harsh. They won't survive in the Riftlands, that's for sure.
Here you're at.
So, was there anything that you were hoping to find at the temple? Something?
I don't know. I definitely would like to look more into it. I know hardly anything about whatever's down there. Currently, Storm Wardens are surveying the area and supposedly doing investigations on it. But it's kind of tightly protected. They're more concerned about breaches than finding what's actually down there.
I meant the one at Riftlands where you sent your people. Was there something specific there you wanted?
It just spoke
Or just
of,
to see if the temple was there?
there were supposedly some sort of ancient power down there. Stuff that would change the world as we know it. But I don't know, maybe it was all just a hoax. Foolish errand.
A lot of the time, the things that sound like hoaxes are the most real. Or at least my mother used to say something very similar. There are many mysteries in the world that we don't know about or understand about or anything.
Yes.
One of them being why Yuan is green.
Well, yeah,
It's alright, I know why I'm green, but
Well, I believe we have many things to do today. Does there something you need us to do, Chapter Master?
Nothing in specific. Sounds like you all have quite a full plate already. Let me know if I can't help in whatever preparations you need before you leave the city.
I think we're
Yes.
hoping to get a lot of help and support from Aeon.
Right.
But you did mention that some of you already spoke to you, Asja, about getting some stuff, as the council promised that they would pay us with a favor. I would like better armor for myself. Whatever we're gonna do, it seems like it's gonna be dangerous. And I didn't bring my kit, or well, not all of it. So, is that something that could be arranged?
He kind of strokes his chin a bit. I think so. I don't know why that wouldn't. I'd have to run it by the council, but it's just, for more official business, the Storm Wardens get a lot of their gear made from the Blazing Anvil. Sure, we could strike a deal with the owner therein. Probably nothing too crazy.
maybe a little easier considering I've been working with him.
Look at that. Definitely will go. Yeah, that should help.
I would like to swing by the smithy then, if that's okay, Euan. Maybe see if they can fit something for me.
I actually wanted to talk to you about that anyway. Seems there is another Cartusi gnome that works there. Was interested in meeting up with you.
Oh, well, my curiosity is piqued now. I hope you don't mind if I tag along, perhaps tomorrow.
Not at all, Maldorwen. Be happy to have you.
Well, I better get back to my work. But stay safe out there. There's stuff going on that even I don't fully understand. And then he kind of gives you all a nod. Heads back to his office.
So,
Why do we trust that man?
He's one of the few people that's put any trust into us.
Right.
He always seems very concerned about something. I'm not sure what. But perhaps what he just said is a big part of it.
I kind of empathize with him a little bit. A long time ago, it was partly my call, to send some of our scouts out after the Khazdorim as they were marching past, and they never returned. So I kind of empathize with it a little bit.
Yes, I would also rather help the sentinels than Aeond. But the rift, I don't see how we could do something like that.
Yes, it is. If that map is accurate, it probably would take just about the same amount of time to get to the rift as it would to get to Valtari. And we are going to be cutting it close, getting to Valtari, and we know that is safe once we arrive. But the rift sounds like it's just going to be worse.
The rift is something we could look at after after the Harsh, though.
Well, that's what I was
After
about
the
to
half,
say.
they will be dead.
What were you saying, little one? I'm sorry.
It's fine. I was just going to say the same thing as after we leave Valtari, we go there and then we come back down this way, we do the shrine. I mean, I don't know how much we can do. I'm hoping that the Sentinels at least have enough sense to try and get to Valtari. Maybe we'll find them in Valtari.
That would
Maybe
be
they've
nice.
just gone quiet because maybe they have found something or they're in... I don't know. We can just... I've never liked this word, but it's one that I think is kind of fitting right now. We have to hope for some good instead of just
protect them.
thinking the bad.
It all sounds so familiar to my party when we were traveling down to Mithrandel and whatever it was that found and decimated us there. I certainly hope that same fate hasn't befallen them there at the Riftlands.
I mean, if it has, we would at least hopefully be able to scout and get out and at least bring news of what happened. So I think that is a good idea. We take this package, we weather the Harsh in Valtari, and we can check out the Riftland and then come back here and finish our business in this area.
Perhaps we'll be able to find similar work in Valtari itself, and maybe better equip ourselves as a result.
Yes. But what are we doing before we leave? That is what I want to know. Are we just leaving everything to Euan and leaving tomorrow morning?
I still need to have a conversation with the Forge Master.
No, I still have things I need to do as well. As I said, I need at least a day and a half.
Okay.
And no, we weren't leaving everything up to 8. Never mind. I'm not talking in circles again. I need at least a day and a half.
Okay.
Well, that said, I would say we finish up our affairs today. We have the full day tomorrow. And we leave morning of the next, unless something else is going to keep us here for an extra day. We'll have to test the waters.
Well then, if that's the case, then I am going to go scouting outside the city. And I may not return for a couple of days. As he gives everyone a knowing look.
Rhukkarrak, Stay safe, please.
I will do everything that I can. And with that, he's going to get up, go into his room, collect his things, and head out.
Alrighty. So as Rhukkarrak heads out, where are you heading? Just straight out the city?
Yeah, he's going to. Is there like an entrance in every cardinal direction or something?
So there's
Cardinal direction.
map. Yeah. So there are the two kind of southern entrances that are in the Gulf itself, so you can't really leave out those ones unless you want to hire a boat. There is the western gates up here, and then the eastern gates where you came in through with Maldorwen over here.
Okay, and there is no tree cover outside the city. It's mostly just the desert.
Mostly. There's a little bit, but not a ton. You would have to travel like a good couple hours in the western direction to start finding more of that tree coverage that slowly starts to expand into the desert shadelets.
Okay, so if he wants to go out the entrance away from Valtari and then come back in the entrance closer to Valtari,
Yep.
change person, this is going to take probably the rest of the day. What you're saying.
Will take, I mean, the city isn't super huge, so you could go out a good hour or so, change, and then flip back around, and probably by, sunset-ish, maybe a little bit after, arrive at the eastern gates.
Okay, then that is what he's going to do.
Alright, so we'll get to that in a moment. What is everyone else here doing?
Euan is going for a shift at the forge.
Okay.
Before leaving, I need to try to work off as much as I can of the armor.
Yep. Maldorwen, do you tag along with that?
I guess, yes. I was hoping to wait until Dagon talked to the council, but I think I can go right now.
Mm-hmm.
Make it just one scene instead of several.
Yeah. Alright, and then, Asja, where are you heading?
Asja is heading to the. Why am I always forgetting this district's name? The Wind District, the Wind.
The Wave Crest?
The Wave Crest. Thank
All right.
you.
So across the city from where you are currently, over to kind of the artisan
More
district.
artsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and try and find the inn that
Alright.
the information, as she keeps referring to it as, was
Yep.
last seen at.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Alright. We'll start with Euan and Maldorwen here.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Can we just one last thing? Sorry. After Rhukkarrak goes, she'll look at Euan and Mel. So, after your workday, we meet back here. Then we go to Aeon's house. Maybe at that point it will be dinner time, and he can feed us too. But then we can discuss that. Yes, we will go. Is that a good plan?
I think that's a good plan. We can let him know.
Maldorwen, good plan.
Yes.
Perfect. So we meet back here when Euan's shift is done. That gives me time frame on when I have to come back for. Okay. Have fun at Forge. Bye. And she's gonna scamper off.
Alright.
Sorry, something I forgot that Maldorwen would do before Rhukkarrak leaves is give him one of the potions of healing that he bought.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that off your sheet and Rhukkarrak. mark on common healing potion, 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, so he'll probably hand it over with
Be safe, brother. Come back.
Alrighty. With that, both Euan and Maldorwen travel to the Blazing Anvil. This is Maldorwen's first time within this shop. And it is very warm, as the searing heat from the metal clinging against metal, the forges themselves billow out the door. You kind of step in and almost immediately start to sweat a bit more than you were previous. But you see it's kind of midday still, it's not quite yet evening, and so there are a couple other patrons, if you would, that are perusing the wares as well, as Euan kind of steps in with Maldorwen. Tharum kind of greets you at the door there. The little nod, but he looks to be currently pretty focused on his work at the moment.
Euan will look up, nod at Therum, quickly stroll over there and just let him know, when you get a lull, I need to talk to you for a moment. Just when you get the chance.
Just
Before
kinda
heading back.
Nods back.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Just-
Before heading back to his station and also looking for Kalia to tell her, hey, I've brought you a friend.
And it's not long before Talia is seen fixing up something within the forge, wiping off some sweat of her own. And it calls out, welcome back. I was wondering if you'd show up today. It's a little later, a bit late there. It's fine though, we appreciate the help.
Got called away this morning on some business with my group, but I'm here and I'm here to work, and I also brought you this, and he'll kind of motion over to Maldorwen. He said you were interested in meeting him, so I figured I'd bring him along.
See. Alright, I'll be right back. She kind of scampers over to the front there. And kind of, welcome into the Blazing Anvil. We don't get a lot of Katusi here. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Kalia. And kind of holds out a hand.
In fact, yes. The pleasure is mine. You can call me Maldorwen.
Pleasure to meet you, Maldorwen. So, what brings you here from
your
the city?
Name?
More or less. He kind of gives a little wink.
Oh, okay. I was worried for a second.
I don't necessarily follow all of our rules and laws and whatnot, but I like to try, even though I'm a little far from home. Yours a little bit sight for sore eyes. I haven't been back for a while. How's the city?
Same as ever, which is how it should be.
See.
So, Elendor, why?
Kind of looks around and... Why not? There's a lot of stuff happening here. Stuff that is very different from Virtus.
Different is not always good, but you're right, there is many things happening. Perhaps you're here because the conflict guided you.
I'm sure I am, yeah. What brings you here? The conflict?
Precisely. In fact, to this armory, the conflict is what brings me. Since there has been, well, many lately, so I need to protect my stomach.
I see. And you're just looking to protect yourself, not deal some damage?
You are starting to speak my language.
Well, we have quite the stock. Let me see. Most things, though, are not gnome-sized around here. Let me go look in the back, see what we have. You're gonna scampers back off. They're gonna just sitting there, looking at all these super finely crafted weapons and armor. That definitely probably wouldn't fit most of them.
Okay. So Euan is working on like shafts, right? Like hilts and all those things for swords and weapons.
Yep. From what
Correct.
I can tell.
Okay. Like I would like to make my way there, and
Okay.
if I can, maybe like with some of my tools, like help him like mark some of the stuff, like if that's helpful at all, or just like try and be helpful.
Okay. We'll say, Euan, go ahead and roll your woodcarver's tools with, well, what did we do last time? Was dexterity?
Intelligence, I think.
Explain to
Either
me
way.
what your reasoning behind intelligence is. Because I am willing to allow the roll, but why do you think intelligence? Why do you think it should be intelligence?
I would say intelligence because it would take time to learn how to properly shape, balance, and size the implements that I'm working on, and it would require the intelligence necessary to A, learn how to do that, and B, continue to apply it.
Okay. We'll say making up a little bit for Euan's lack of dexterity. Euan has learned the ways to woodcarve without that dexterity. So go ahead and roll with intelligence and do so at advantage, because Maldorwen is helping you.
Am I adding my proficiency bonus to that at all, or no?
You are proficient in the woodcarved tools, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Right, so it will be +2 to whatever I roll here. That's a
Oh,
natural 20.
snappers.
Nice.
Nice. You two start to get into a little bit of just the swing of it and really get into emotions that really start to... You were making up for the lost work that you missed over the morning not being here. And yeah, it builds definitely some camaraderie between the two of you, just being able to sit down and work on something together, and you appreciate the moment.
Maldorwen, if you could just hold this fletching on here real quick. There we go. Thank you. I swear I need an extra set of hands sometimes.
Understandable. It's a lot of work.
Looks very nice. Thank
It's
you
a
for
good
that.
thing that I can stand on the counter as well, and we're level.
It's very true. At least while I'm sitting down. It might be a little bit of a size difference if I was still standing, but they were nice enough to give me a nice, comfortable stool.
This place is very hot. To your liking, I imagine.
Reminds me a lot of home. The people of Cindertree were very renowned for their forges and the steel they were able to craft. And while I was not one of the forge masters there, I spent a little bit of time there as one of the elite guardsmen, and always brought me a sense of comfort. It's no different here.
I see. I hope it is also not bitter to work with the wood as you think of the tree.
Not at all. My people very much believe that the wood, the crops that we grew, everything were a gift from the land. And so we always treated such things with respect. In fact, during Embervale, we would carve these giant windbreaks out of dead trees that we would cut down, and we would let them temper out in the heat of Embervale before putting them up for Stormwake, to protect our city and our people. So wood is something, even though the Kuran tree was withered away, wood is something that we always held in high regard as a result.
Yes, you always speak very fondly of the Kuran tree. It actually kind of makes me think about the Polypolymos and the central pillar of Kertas. In a way, perhaps not so different.
Perhaps. The Kuran tree is what held our primal ember, which the primal ember, much like these, is what ran our forges. It's one of the reasons we were able to produce such fine steel. Perhaps another reason this reminds me of home a bit.
Yes, I do seem to recall some blades that had names and came from there. I see. We rarely trade, as you know, but sometimes we found them in the battlefield or were given as gifts. To dear allies. But I guess me being here in a way makes me feel guilt as well, because if we were as good allies as we are supposed to be, then there would be a Kuran tree still.
The nature of the attack, I don't know how any of our allies could have helped. It was so sudden, and before we knew it, they were in the city and slaughtering us all. No one would have been able to get here in time. And even if we would have had the full might of the Cartusi people there as well, I don't know how much of a difference it would have made. Not because I doubt your battle prowess and the battle prowess of your people, but because of the nature of the attack, how sudden it was, and how quickly they dismantled every safety precaution that we had.
It's funny, but it seems like whenever you and I are together, it's inevitable to dwell on the past. We are the relics, aren't we?
Absolutely. You're a long-lived race. I've lived far longer than I should have. But what I do have are the stories of my past, the way to keep the memory of my people alive, at least for a short time.
It seems like Asja has already played a part in you living a lot more, and I hope she keeps doing it, because it would be a shame to lose you.
My memory's a bit fuzzy of the when she was healing, but I know that my companions and I tried to reach Mithrandel, and we were beset upon by, I don't even know what it was, and myself and another comrade were the only ones that made it out alive. And I wasn't very alive by the time Asja found us.
You seem to really know her, and I've heard enough from her to know there is much more than meets the eye. Sometimes I feel like I'm stepping on the wrong foot because I don't know where I should put my feet at. She is very mysterious, is what I'm trying to say.
She is, and there's still a lot that I don't know. But in the year that I traveled with her, she's always been very steady and, in a lot of ways, very sure about what she's doing. In a way that I'm a little envious of, if I'm honest. much like us, she has the safety and prosperity of her people on her mind.
There's also some feelings that are buried deep inside her. And even though I haven't talked to her much, somehow, even from the first time I saw her, I felt like I could trust her.
I think you can. I think she's a very trustworthy person. She's certainly helped me along this last year. I'm even a little bit more mobile thanks to her and her healing techniques.
Yes. Well, if she helped you, if she was able to keep you alive, even at the brink of death, I hope she does the same for me. If time comes and it's not the right time, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I understand. And that's, in some ways, I feel like it's her calling. She's very good at it, whether through the magical means that she's used a few times or even just stitching me up. She's quite deft with a needle and thread.
Yeah, she seems to be very taken aback by everything that's going on in Elendor, but when she first came here and spoke, her spirits were so high that it felt like she wanted to heal the entire world. Much like you want, I guess. I understand why you two get along.
And she also has an appetite to match, which will never cease to amuse me.
Yes. You would definitely not have as good as a time if you had to eat like me.
Takes a lot to move this giant body of mine around, especially if there's any sort of battle or anything. I'm sure you've noticed how much it can pain me at times, and I have to keep up on my energy somehow. Usually with a good hearty meal, and sometimes hitting things with a hammer also helps.
Well, funny thing is that it seems like you are more hurt when others are getting hurt.
It was always my job to protect. It was what I was selected for, to protect the Quran tree as part of the last line of defenses, but I also protected my people and my friends. I guess over the last 80 years, give or take, that's just an aspect that's never gone away.
You are definitely a good friend to have, Yuan. But don't think I need too much protecting, okay? I can do it on my own.
Oh,
Just
really?
kidding. No,
He'll,
I hope you will have my back when I need it.
Euan
My
kind
back is small, yours is big.
Euan kind of smirks and throws a playful punch at Maldorwen's shoulder. Kind of knocks him off balance a little bit.
Knocked him into the forge.
And you take 10d10 fire damage. Oh no! Around that time, Talia comes back with a smaller chest plate of some sort that kind of comes up. I did find this. It might not fit exactly well, but we can fit it a bit. You want to come over here and see how it fits?
Yes.
This is quite neat too, because it is actually lined with one of the rarer materials, at least, that only come from Elendor. It's called sea silk. I don't know if you've heard of it before. It helps move around water a bit better.
Oh, is that so? Well, that's very nice, actually. Yes, I've heard about Cecil.
And she starts to fasten it around you. Yeah, maybe a little bit smaller, but I'm sure Theron could fix it up real quick for you.
Okay. Funny thing, I'm hoping for the council of the city to pay for this, but
Oh?
yes, I can also leave a deposit until that is arranged.
Got it on the council's good side. Interesting. Well, I know Theron does do work with the council and the storm wardens, so I'm sure there's not going to be any other Katuzi gnome coming in here wanting this piece either, unless I take it for myself. But I don't need it. So we should be able to hold it off for you.
Okay, that's very kind of you.
Yeah, let me just he finishes writing down your measurements. All right. Yeah, I'll have him shape that into perfect fitting order for whenever you can come by and grab it over the next couple days, hopefully.
Right. Thank you very much.
Wow, you guys, you've done a lot over here.
Oh, really? We were just talking. It didn't feel like we were doing much.
This is
Never underestimate how two old warriors can get into the zone while they're talking.
I see. Very nice. I'm sure Theron will be very pleased. And then she kind of runs off to tidy up and fix some other things up.
You know, Maldorwen, I keep forgetting about the sea silk. I wonder how much it would cost to get sea silk socks.
Sea silk socks?
I'd never have to worry about my socks getting wet again.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know if they make socks out of sea silk. They seem more like something for, military gear. But perhaps you can ask someone to knit one for you.
You
That would be
sea
quite
silk
amusing.
by the seashore.
Like he's wearing sea silk socks with sandals.
It's the new style of Elendor, don't you know?
As Euan becomes the Chad of Zorica, just
Maldorwen will turn to Euan and say, "It's funny how she ran away from Kertas and right into a smithy. That's ironic."
she's quite good at what she does, I'll have to admit. She's been a
Yes.
pleasure to work with and talk to.
She also seems to enjoy it a lot.
I think anyone who would sit and let her just talk as much as she wanted to without interrupting too much would be her favorite person. It's fine.
Living in Elendor, though, must be something of a cultural shock. When I was her age, the last thing that I wanted was some coin on my purse weighing me down. I would have thought that was some Kerdurim costume or something like that, but I don't know. She reminds me of my sister.
I didn't know you had a sister. I only knew about your brother.
Oh, haven't I told you about my sister? If we are going to go to Altari, you're probably going to meet her. She's kind of well known there, actually.
That's kind of exciting. Is she a lot like you?
Not at all. She is much more graceful, like my mother was. And smarter as well, I would say. But please don't tell her that I said that.
I suppose I can hold off on telling her that you said anything nice.
All right, we'll.
Do you have any brothers?
I do not. The only brothers that I had were my brothers in arms. Well, brothers and sisters in arms. But, that was it.
Well, I'm your brother now for this.
And I'm glad to have you, as he kind of reaches out a large hand and goes to like grab your shoulder, but accidentally just palms the side of your head. Sorry about that. I should really watch out better.
Don't worry. You have a heavy hand, but it's good that I'm wearing a helm.
Falls flat on his face. All right. As the two of you continue doing some work throughout the rest of this evening here, we'll kind of pull out from the blazing anvil there and head over to Rhukkarrak. As you head up towards the eastern gates of Elendor, you did come in through these gates once after, well, ended up outside the city when you went and explored the temple. As you approach the gates, though, they are quite well more equipped with storm wardens than previously. Before there was like 2 on either side, managing to look over the place, but now there's like 6, and they're pretty thoroughly making sure nothing gets in. And as you go to leave, they kind of stop you. Wait, what is, you're leaving the city?
Yes, I am going to scout.
I see.
For
When
the,
are your intentions of returning?
It will probably be a day or 2.
All right. Yeah. He kind of goes through a bag of sorts, pulls out a little paper. This is to get back entry. We are, with recent events, holding a little more of a perimeter. Make sure
Are
that...
you not letting anyone new in?
Not necessarily. Just being careful about what goes in and out. More the in part.
Ah,
You will be checked on your way back in, so make sure that whatever you do bring back with you is accounted for. And good luck out there. And they kind of
thank you.
depart and let you pass through.
Well, that's gonna be fun. Well, worst case scenario, he gets turned away and he comes back as himself. Mission failed. It's fine.
So out into the kind of... It's not super warm yet, but it is starting to get warmer every day with Embervale on the horizon. So you kind of trek out into the wilderness a bit, far enough away where you're not going to be seen doing anything that you want to do here. And, how do you go about this?
Okay, so on his way walking out, he realizes some of the stupidity of his plan because any random merchant showing up to the gate by himself would be suspicious, especially since it's dangerous to travel by yourself. So once he gets far enough away, he's about ready to head back. He is going to take out a change of clothes and then take the rest of everything and bury it nearby where you can find it relatively easily.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll a survival check to see how well you're able to bury something and recall, like, keep that information in your head to hopefully one
Are
day return.
you kidding me?
Oh no!
Ah! I need inspiration! I don't have inspiration, it's fine.
Oh
Ah!
no!
Really, when it really matters.
Have you considered not playing D&D anymore? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I wasn't, but I am now.
So,
Oh no.
like, all your gear is buried somewhere in the desert.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
I mean, he would have kept some of his gold, but not much. Darn it. Okay.
That will just,
Also,
it's
this-
not going to be impossible to find your stuff. It's just, that will determine the DC on finding this exact spot. And it's going to be decently high now because of the natural one.
Yup. It's gonna take hours. It's gonna take all day. It's fine. Okay. So then as he's walking, he is going to actually so he then kind of embraces his curse, but as he normally ensures that his scale color is very, very pale blue, basically as pale as you can make it, and it still be a natural
You would know
ice
that
Drakthir color.
Yeah, Frost Drakthir come in the 3 shades of colors. Blue is like the higher, more like the nobility. White is kind of middle ground there. Or white would be the most common of the Frost Drakthir, and then silver would be kind of in between.
Okay. Yeah, so he normally does white. But seeing as he wants to differentiate between the two, because he was running around the city in his other form, he is actually going to slightly tweak his transformation and make it himself a silver
Okay.
Drakthir. And then as he's going to use his claws to cut a gash in his arm and rip his clothing. And then he's going to take the bottom of his tunic and rip it off and make a bandage.
Is this gash, you want it to be a physical thing?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and roll a wisdom check for me to just see how well you can mentally, like, will yourself to cause physical harm to yourself.
That's a 16.
Okay, so it's a pretty believable gash. Just go ahead and roll 1d4.
Alrighty.
Alright, so
That's a 1.
just take 1 point of slashing damage. But it's pretty believable.
Excellent. And then, yeah, he's going to rip off the bottom of his tunic and wrap the wound, and then circle around and enter the other gate.
Alright. This takes most of the rest of the day, as you spent a decent amount of time doing all that. Now, circling around far enough that you won't be spotted, as there are patrols that walk on top of the walls themselves. You want to make sure you're not really spotted just circling the city they're in. You keep a good couple mile perimeter from that. And so you spend a good couple hours just walking out in the desert here. Just go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
See if the wound is going to be for something that actually happened. Where's the... No, that's D100. There you are. That'll be a 5.
Here.
I mean, he was going to fake an encounter with the Vizoric, but
I don't have to fake it.
might not have to fake it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then roll a d4 for me.
Oh no.
You think I gave you a healing potion?
Yup.
The question is, did you bury that in the sand too?
Exactly.
1, okay. Okay. Alright, so as about a good 20-30 minutes into your walk, you probably made it a little over halfway past the point where you can then start to come back towards the city itself. You start to hear some shifting of the sands as you notice some movement a little less than 100 feet away from you.
Oh, this is very bad news.
What do you do?
If it is what I think it is. Yeah, he's gonna start running.
All right, go ahead and roll athletics check for me.
Oh, he's great at athletics. Oh, it's 14, not bad.
All right, we're gonna roll for whatever this thing is as well.
Oh. Pretty sure Ruka knows what it is.
Oh, okay. Not great. So as you start to, you notice this, just from your keen kind of senses here, and just start booking it. Running straight towards your destination here. As the sands start to shift more violently behind you. Nothing reaching the surface quite yet, but it does move closer towards you, as it is following you, chasing you. So it's a little bit of a chase scene that happens here as you start to run. What is your goal here? Just run as fast as you can, or would you like to do anything to try to disrupt this creature? Or are you just trying to get out of dodge?
I don't think there's anything... Oh! He has Expeditious Retreat. He's going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
All right. Yeah, that will definitely help here. So how does it look as Rhukkarrak casts this?
So as he's going to, his shadow is kind of stretching out behind him, and it will gather more towards his feet, and it will put like more spring in his step as he's dashing forward.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll one more athletics check with advantage now.
With advantage. That is another 14.
14. Okay. Roll one more time for this creature. Alright, not as good. Alright, so with that, you start dashing quite rapidly, the sand kind of kicking up behind you there, almost like a cartoon, like as this creature is keeping not quite at pace. You start to slowly outspeed it. You can tell this thing was quite quickly, but with how fast you're moving with this spell aiding you, it after about a couple, not like a couple rounds per se, it gives up the chase and swerves off to the side as you continue to run, just to be sure. You still didn't see it breach any surface there. You managed to keep some distance from that and keep a little more pep in your step with this spell. You managed to avoid.
He's going to exhaust the spell, or until he gets to the gate. Either way, he's not stopping.
Alrighty. As you continue to rush forward, moving very quickly, breathing very heavily as the spell starts to fade. You pretty much can see the other gates there start heading back that way. And you do so. As you start to approach, you can see there, yet again, on the eastern or western gates now, are quite the barricade of storm wardens here before you actually are granted entrance to the city itself. You can see on this side, you've been to this gate before, but there's all manner of Gronthar and of tents out here that are, you see different merchants taking care of these large tortoise-like pack animals. So you don't find it super hard to kind of just slink into a little bit of the crowd there There's not a ton of people out here, but there's not nobody. Yeah. Do you just go straight up towards the gates themselves?
Yup.
Alrighty.
Either way, he whether imagined or real, he's in danger and he wants to get in the city as soon as possible.
Right. As you start to approach the gates, one of the storm wardens calls back out, "Hey, stop right there. What are... coming to the city? What are your intentions?"
Yes, I am a traveling merchant that got attacked. I am looking for some place to lay my head that is safe. What is going on here?
We're just precautious. Where do you come from?
I hail from the north, from the Stormbreaker Peaks.
And you've come all the way down here. Interesting. Okay. Go ahead and just roll... I'll say you can either roll deception or persuasion. Is you haven't really said a blatant lie yet.
He's better at deceiving than
Oh,
I accept
no!
I get a natural one!
Oh no, Rhukkarrak!
Oh,
Yikes.
Well, he doesn't believe my mostly truth. Excellent.
You come from the north. Yep, you're gonna have to stay over the side. I'm gonna need to talk to someone else before we can allow you entrance. Here, you wanna kind of motions to another guard. Search them as well. The other guard comes to now search you as well. But currently they're not just allowing you to enter the city. As this guard kind of pats you down, what all do you have on you?
No, he was dumb enough to leave the potion in his bag. He literally just has some gold on him. That is...
Okay.
Oh.
This other guard.
Yep.
That's kind of like patting you down. So you don't have any wares with you. Kind of weird for a merchant not to have wares.
I was attacked in the shifting sand sea. I believe it was a bullet that destroyed my wares and my guards. I was barely able to make it here.
Go ahead and roll one more deception for me.
Well, now
Okay,
21.
there you go. He just kind of nods. Okay, that makes sense. And kind of stay here. We'll let you know. They kind of go back and converse amongst themselves a bit, but you stay there for a little while. Good 15, 20 minutes go by. You can see they are working on stuff. They're not just sitting there. But it appears like they're waiting for someone else to come grant other authority or inspect this case, if you would. As Rhukkarrak is waiting there, the sun at this point is starting to fully set as nighttime is starting to come upon the city here. We're going to first quickly go to a break, or intermission here. We're going to pick up back with what Asja has been doing before we return back to Rhukkarrak, who hopefully will have a bit of better luck on the dice rolls. We're going to dive right back in to the session tonight as Asja heads on over to the Wavecrest district. And none of you have really spent a whole lot of time in the Wavecrest district. It is more or less similar to what you've seen in Elendor. There's canals running through it, but almost every building here kind of has some sort of use. You see all manner of elven figures going about doing their daily business, crafting different implements or making things. It's kind of where the artisans of the city live, and those that produce all the wares that are sold in the market are found. But Asja, you were here to investigate the
inn.
The inn, yes. The Emberlight Hearth.
Right. That's it. Yep.
Yes. So go ahead and just
Trying
roll.
to find it in my notes. Sorry.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me to see how long it takes you to find this inn, as you weren't given direct information on where it would be.
I'm getting distracted by the market.
A 5 isn't great, and so this is definitely not an impossible task by any means. It just determines how long it takes you. So you spend some time kind of just walking the canalways and just kind of taking in the city, the life, the work that people are putting into their crafts, and just kind of admiring it for a moment. You eventually then start to ask a few people, get information that it is towards the wall. It's like built right up against the wall in the wave crest there. So a couple moments later, you continue to walk before you do see the Emberlight Hearth. A small, kind of much smaller, much more quaint than the Flamin' Flagon, but it still looks like there's a couple of rooms that this place would have. Little signage on the front that says the Emberlight Hearth. Nice calligraphy as you kind of walk into the tavern, or the inn here.
Okay.
It's one thing you notice, it's not really a tavern. They have like a little front desk, but there's not like a big open area for people to sit and drink and whatnot. This is primarily just an inn.
Okay.
But you're welcomed in from this kind of quaint looking elven figure kind of behind the desk there. You kind of adjust some larger spectacles that are currently adorn her face. As she flips through a couple pages, says, "Welcome in, the Emberlight Hearth. Are you looking for some room?"
No, I am, I am looking for some, older information. But, my journey has brought me here.
Okay, how can I help?
I am, this might seem very, out there. About 78 years ago, there were 6 refugees from Mythendril who passed through. I believe some of them stopped here. I was wondering if you had any record of them or knew if some of them stayed in the city. I should explain. She pulls out her official-looking list of names. I represent other survivors of Mythendril who are looking for family members, and I was told that perhaps I could find some here in the Wavecrest.
I see. Don't carry information that would be that old. We have recent, like in the last couple of years, but stuff from that long ago, we usually submit to the wardens, and then they kind of store it from there. There anyone in particular, maybe?
One individual named Rivenor. The name is one that is familiar to someone on the list and would be important for them to find.
I see. I'll do some lurking, but I don't know if there's going to be anything to find. But I'll give it an honest shot.
Okay. Odd question, but do any of your staff, have they been working here for a long time? Maybe I could ask them question and their memory would get jogged. I would think that you would remember at least that kind of traveler traveling through.
That's possible. Yeah, let me go grab the owner.
I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Kind
it.
of straightens out her clothes, readjusts the glasses, and then goes back to back room there. Before you kind of just are left sitting there for a moment. The interior here is nice and warm. Feel almost like a calming sensation that just exudes in this place, and it's kind of odd. But after about a minute or two of waiting, another figure kind of steps out from the back room there. This appears to be a much older looking elven figure. He kind of steps forward. Joe, you looking for someone in particular that stayed here a long time ago?
Possibly 6 people who stayed here. They would have come through just a few months after the fall of Mythendril as refugees.
That is...
There would have been a man and a woman together, at least 2 that I know probably were staying here.
Yeah, it's been a while. I do remember that there was... I believe someone that... I don't know if they were a pair of people, or just a singular individual. You stayed for... Oh, it's been... days? Do you have any descriptions of what they might have looked like? Help jog the memory.
The last time they would have been seen, and she describes her parents as she remembers them from 80 years ago. Or at least her father, because he says one. So she will describe her father as she remembers him from 80 years ago, I guess.
I think that does bring back some. I remember that the person who did stay here was quite disturbed. They didn't spend much time here. Yes, they were looking for something in the city. I don't remember, dear. I know that they didn't stay long.
That is what I thought. The others. Alright, I appreciate your help. I guess I will go back to the Storm Wardens and see if any of the other 5 people registered to stay in the city, and maybe they would have some more information about Rivenor. When you say disturbed, do you mean disturbed as in I just watched my whole city get destroyed? Or do you mean disturbed as in maybe starting to go a little on the insane side? I'm just asking, because Gemborn Elf, just trying to determine, you know.
They were looking for something. Whatever it was so important that they couldn't rest until they found. I guess. I don't know. It's been so long.
I think I understand. Thank you. One last never mind. It's been so long and... so many people around here don't have best memories. I'm not trying to be offenseful, but maybe this will spark something. When he came through, did you notice if he had a gemstone and a landress on him, or no? I know, a long time ago.
I think so.
Okay. Well, then, at least there's better chance of trying to find him then. Thank you very much.
That
I
actually does
appreciate your
bring
help.
something in mind. Now that I think a little more. There was one time he came in for the night and was clutching this stone. Looked awfully concerned. Asked if could aid in any way. But he refused any sort of help and just kind of went to his room. It was an odd interaction. I don't know if that helps at all. Just
It does.
brought that from memory.
It does. I think I know what he's searching for. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome,
And
dear.
she's going to get up and go. And if there is still, well, she's gonna go, and because she's just gonna chew on this for a little while, but she's gonna head to the. It's probably getting to be about time, anyways. Save us all trips and trips and trips. But she's gonna head to the smithy and meet Euan and Maldorwen before they leave there, and then they can all go together instead of all of them going back to one place and then getting another gondola to go to another place. And
Right.
so that she is going to digest what she has just learned. Okay.
So,
But yeah, she'll head to the smithy.
as you head there, the night's starting to wane. Dusk falls upon the city. We'll return back to our cursed Rhukkarrak, waiting patiently outside the city gates. Currently, just kind of sitting there waiting. It's been probably a good almost hour at this point, before finally you do see another Storm Warden approach from within the city. It is a little more decorated than the others. Go ahead and just make a perception check for me.
Okay. I mean, at least it's not a 1. That's a 7.
You don't recognize this individual at all. They definitely look a little bit more just your intuition of rankings. They look a little higher ranked than the other wardens that are currently standing guard. As they start to converse with some of the wardens as they then point you out. This higher ranked individual kind of marches over to you. So, you want entrance to the city?
Yes? What is the meaning of this?
And you claim you come from the north.
Yes, I come from... Oh, my notes are too far away. Neldon Erd. I was just trying to get shelter.
And you came to trade.
I was trying to take advantage of some of the unique items up there and travel down this way, but I have had all my wares destroyed on the way here in the Sand Sea.
And are you ignorant to the relations with the Sunspire and Drakthor?
You said Drakthor?
Drakthor, the dwarven empire, basically.
Oh. Okay, yeah, he would know what that was called. Sorry. I am aware that there is tension, but I am from the Frost Drakthir, and I was of the opinion that the war was over. So, trying to capitalize on the fact that there would be things that people here have never seen.
Right. And you have no relations with Drakthor yourself?
I have made trade.
No allegiances, then?
No? What is going on? Was there...
Go ahead and
An
just
attack?
roll deception again for me.
As I roll another one.
It's
Nope,
not a 1!
not a 1.
But it's a 2!
Because I was expecting a 1. Of course it didn't give me a 1. I got a 2.
Oh my god.
So, total of 5.
Yeah, no insight needed here. You can tell that this individual is not about to let you into the city. Their sus meter is going off. Red flags everywhere. And you as Rhukkarrak would know, okay, yeah, that's probably because everything that's been happening in the city the last few weeks, but your supposed character you're playing wouldn't know, so you try to play that out, but you give on a little more than you might intended to with questioning, and yeah, they're just, like, eyeing you.
So, you want me to die out in the sand sea, I see. Well, I suppose
I don't think we can allow you in, no. Not at this time.
Well, this being the great and mighty city of trade, I guess you will never see my wares here, even if I could recover from this.
Wares? You don't have anything on you.
I was referring to coming back here, and he's going to just turn and storm off.
Please don't.
Am I now your prisoner?
No, as you're storming off and you said, you won't come back, and he said, yeah, please don't.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I was connecting it to the
They're not trying
verbal...
to stop you from leaving.
No.
But they're definitely not allowing you entry.
Ugh. Well... he doesn't want to spend the night in the desert, so he'll find a patch in this motley, this group of merchants. Are they letting the other merchants in? Or is there some of them seem to be
you can
also...
see that, yeah, the other merchants are primarily elven individuals. And they do search them quite thoroughly, but they do let them in. There are still some people that do stay out here, like, tending to the Granther. But, for the most part, everyone else heads in. There's not, like, an inn built out here. But if you wanted to try to ask someone for some sort of accommodations to rest for the night, you could do so.
Oh, he's definitely going to.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll a charisma check for me, then.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got? No, it's an 11.
11. Not terrible. Much better than the other rolls. You find one of these merchants that is currently like feeding one of the Gronthars. Like, we don't usually let anyone stay, but I'm kind of looks over to the wardens, kind of back at you. It looks like a pretty bad wound. As long as you don't make any fusses and whatnot, you can just stay in here for the night. But I can't rent this out to you or anything in the morning.
That is fine. Hopefully I can find better accommodations elsewhere.
You're looking
Thank
to
you
travel
for-
out to Beltari. I know a couple people are probably heading up there soon. But kind of far away.
Well, I might try to recover some of my wares. Although I barely made it here alive. I don't know.
Oh. Good luck with that.
That is a problem for tomorrow. Thank you for tonight.
They just kind of give you like a pity look. And then just like nod before tending to the Gronthar some more. Alright, as Rhukkarrak is staying the evening outside the city, we will return to those inside the city as Euan and Maldorwen just finish their shift, if you would, here on the Blazing Anvil, as you then walk out and meet Asja and can head on your way towards Aeon's place. Is there anything you
Well,
all-
here's
Yes.
hoping that this goes well. We all
Um.
started talking at once, I'm sorry.
No, okay. Is there anything any of you would like to do before you go and meet with Aeon?
The only thing that I would have wanted to do is have a conversation with Theron
Right.
and explain to him that we are going, or that we have been conscripted for some work for Aeon, and wonder how far off I am from paying off the armor and everything, and if we could come to some sort of agreement.
Alright, yeah, we'll do that real quick. Right as you guys are kind of finishing off for the day, Theron kind of comes over. So we wanted to talk.
Yes, sir. It would seem that my companions and I have been conscripted for some work through Aeon. And it looks like it is going to be taking me away until after the Harsh.
Very well. Well, I miss having you here. The work you've done has been quite good.
I appreciate that. Although part of today is thanks to my friend Maldorwen here.
I saw. We work quite well together.
But I know that I have placed the orders with you for armor and for a weapon, and I don't want to go so far as to assume that the time that I have worked with you is going to pay for the rest of that. I was wondering what I still owed, and if there was any sort of agreement that we could reach.
He kind of goes over and starts to pick up some of the work that you just finished for the day. Kind of inspects it and sees how well it is crafted. Now, you've only been working here for a couple days. Usually like to pay fair rates, but for a full weapon and armor to go with it, probably not. The balance wouldn't be there. Go ahead and just make a persuasion check for me, though.
Oh boy. Persuasion. I almost rolled perception. That would have been better roll.
13.
No, that was performance, not
Oh,
persuasion still,
it's
but
the
it is
same-
the
it's the
same
same thing,
number.
yeah,
So
it's that number.
13.
I do appreciate what you've done. I don't think I can end up both at this time, though. Galliel was telling me that you got a favor to cash in. Does that include you as well?
It does. We did some work for and with the council.
Well, here's a little secret. The council has a lot of money. And they'll just make sure that goes on that tab. You would. Anything
I can
else
do
you
that.
want? Alright, well, your stuff should be done in the morning then. I'll make sure to finish the rest of it up tonight.
I appreciate it. And if I make it back to town, I would be more than happy to come and do some extra work for you as well. I've quite enjoyed the few days I've been here.
We've enjoyed having you here. Help is always appreciated. And with that, you then leave. And yeah, meet up with Asja, head on over to Aeon's place. Alright, so as the three of you start approaching the Glassglade district, the night sky now upon you, you come back to Aeon's lavish abode. There are, yet again, those guards protecting the exterior of it. You kind of get a sense that they're always on duty. They're not wardens themselves, but probably personal guard that Aeon hires out. You have seen Aeon walk and be chauffeured with wardens as well, but it looks like the more personal guard that he keeps are not wardens. But you arrive, the guards kind of notice you there and kind of give you a nod. One of them calls out, "Yeah, we'll notify that you've arrived." Might be a bit, though. He's always busy. You'll wait there for a good 5-10-ish minutes before another, servant of sorts comes out and notifies that you guys are welcome in. Go past the lavish kind of gardens with all kinds of exotic plants and foliage here into the, once again, very strong smelling abode of the Zathriel estate. Strong perfumes and foods kind of fill the interior here as Aeon meets you all once again.
Oh, well, this is quite delightful. You all were just here this morning, and you're already back. I was hoping it wouldn't take you so long to find your decision.
Apparently it did not.
Hopefully it's a good one.
Well, I guess we are going to start with negotiation, maybe?
Oh, yes, of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. What can I do for you in return?
She's looking between you and Maldorwen like, I don't know what we need to survive out there, guys. What are you going to provide for us to make sure that we reach our destination safely with the package? It would be very sad if we were lost in the desert with the package that has to get there.
Oh, yes, that would be quite the grave tragedy indeed. Well, you see, you would be escorted by a vessel of my own up the river that is quite full at the moment, thanks to the water's tide swell, before it eventually evaporates as Embervale draws closer. At that point, when the waters are too shallow, you would be then on Grantha the rest of the way there. I have a team of merchants that would be accompanying you, that would arm and work the vessel itself, and then an Grantha expert as well.
Would you be supplying the food and rations and other supplies we may need for this venture?
It can be done, yes.
And then I've been doing some work with the forge to pay for a custom order that I put in.
Oh yes,
And-
lovely pieces come out of there. Kind of points
they're
up to a
quite
couple
excellent.
decorative pieces hanging on the walls.
They remind me quite a bit of the forges of home, but I digress. I was unable to work off the debt that I owe them for some pieces that I ordered. I would request that get paid as well.
Yes. I think that can be worked out, yes. As long as... I mean, what kind of bill are we talking about?
Let's see, it was 750 for the armor. I think it was 75-ish for the greatsword. Numbers are not my strong suit, I apologize.
Nothing absurd though, that can easily be taken care of.
Euan's eye twitches just a little bit. Oh, I appreciate that.
But that can be your payment. What about the two? There was 4 of you, was there not? I was hoping that all 4 of you would be able to make this journey.
All 4 of us will be making the journey, but Rhukka is a little under the weather, indisposed at the moment. We didn't think bringing him here would be a good idea.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Maldorwen?
Yes. You see, Mr. Aeon Satriel, we do have a request of you, perhaps. Something that, if you agree to do for us, would give us enough confidence to then agree to your deal.
Do tell. You got me all intrigued.
You see, we suspect that some of the Khazdurim that came from the north had hidden intentions that haven't been made clear yet. And we suspect that due to the circumstances, of course, and the fact that they are being held hostage or prisoner, perhaps they won't speak as freely. But if before we leave, you were able to grant us the possibility of talking to them, that would cover most of what we consider to be the cost of what you want to do. Right?
That is quite the ask. However, could be possible. I just have to speak with Galrith again. He doesn't like to budge on certain things, and he does hate those Khazdurim quite a lot. What kind of talks would you like to have with them? I suppose I need to ask as well. Is finding this information out, or at least questioning them?
Yes. Well, Rhukkarrak, who isn't here, is someone who is from the north. And he perhaps would be able to make them believe that he's trustworthy enough so they can talk to us. Asja is also, very convincing, I would say.
Do you remember what I did on the beach? I
Yes,
think that they
I do.
probably have not forgotten. I have not forgotten. But on that note, if we have to find a reason that convinces Galrith to get us in there, but maybe not. Oh, whatever. I've started lying. This is such a bad habit. Okay, so maybe instead of telling Calorith, if Calorith asks for a reason of why we want to talk to them, and you want to get me in there as well, because yes, I do eventually make friends with people, and I would like to say I'm sorry for what I did. Why don't we play to Calorith's hatred? I haven't exactly hidden where I'm from. There's no reason why it might not be feasible to ask questions of if they had any information of why they went to Mythendril in the first place. Question them on the behalf of the survivors. That might play more to Calorith than just letting us in to ask some questions. I don't know.
Yes, I think
But-
it could work.
It would play to his... I don't understand where his distrust comes from, but his dislikes. And he was very much present watching me attack the leader of the Castorum on the beach. So there is some validity behind my lie. She looks pained when she says my lie.
Now, that is one way to go about it. There is potentially another, wherein we do not involve the wind collar at all. If you know what I mean.
Ooh. I know I'm not there, but
She looks at the two of them. Alright. Why do I always get us into trouble when I ask for option 3? Okay, let's hear option 3. That's how this whole story started, she says to herself quietly.
Well, I could pull some strings, if you would, and potentially give you a moment to speak with them without prying eyes. However, it would be quite limited in some sense, and there would need to be an inkling of secrecy.
That sounds... What do you two think? I think that sounds like a good idea, don't you?
I think it would be in the best interest of everyone here if the wind caller didn't find out. So yes, I completely
Yes.
agree.
I think this is more amicable, because, well, I can more guarantee this route. The wind collar route, not so much.
I would like to stay away from Calorith's radar as well.
Same, even though I think we have a mutual understanding of one another.
I do need to iterate, though, that this is not an easy task. The Stormwaters are quite, well, orderly, if you would. They're not so easily... Well, you know what I mean. However, I do believe it is possible for payment here. So how about this? I will make arrangements for this to transpire. I will have someone come speak with you on later in this evening to give you more direct, well, instructions on where to be at what time. And then you be there. You will be more or less escorted where you need to go. And then in the morrow, you all leave, along with my vessel, yes?
It sounds like you're a great businessman.
I wouldn't have gotten here if I wasn't.
Is that enough time for you, little one?
I got confirmation today that what I'm looking for is not in this city anymore. I think that going on this mission is probably the best idea and will probably end up in closer to the information that I am looking for. Although I do have one thing of you, and I will be coming back this way. And this is not a favor. I am willing to pay a fair price if in any of your trades, Elandris crystals or Elandris gemstones happen to come, say, across your path. If you would not mind maybe putting some aside, I will purchase them from you when I return.
Good to know.
It is for the ensured survival of my people. Let's just put it that way.
So we have a deal then?
What about Rhukkarrak's tummy? I mean, we don't know whether.
I imagine
Can
the
we say
first
tomorrow?
couple of days will be
No.
quite gentle.
Can we say tomorrow noontime, and then that way I have chance to work my. She kind of giggles a little. Magic to make him feel much better, and then that way all of us are on our tip-top shape in order to protect your package.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Please, Dice, just this once. I hate you, Dice. Okay, 8. How about enough time at least for a good breakfast? You know, my stomach, it looks very small, but I could probably out-eat you on a good day. 5 times. In one meal.
How about I provide breakfast on the ship?
Okay.
You see,
quietly, Maldorwen and Euan very quietly will hear Asja say, I tried.
My merchants are quite antsy to get going this late in the season anyways, and so delaying any more is just not in their favor. I appreciate your understanding.
No problem. I guess I have one other thing I have to do tonight then, before we do this other thing, and oh boy.
Looks like you're gonna be picking up a new merchant on the way out of town.
Well,
Hope you can remember where your stuff is till the end of Harsh.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't melt in the harsh. Oh man.
thank you all very much for agreeing to this. I will have a contract written up and whatnot that you all can sign in the morning. And, yes, thank you again. I will have a messenger inform you of where you need to be.
Okay. We should go and get some dinner, and then, she looks at Mother. You're probably going to want to spend some time with the captain, and I should probably go and tell Gronk that we're going to have to put off seeing that play for a little while.
Enjoy Valtari! He leaves. You all are then kind of escorted back out of the abode there, or the estate.
As they're walking away, you know, the more I meet him, the more I really don't like him. Holy. But at least he's going to help us. So what do we do about Rhukkarrak? I tried to buy us some time for him to get back, but As far as he knows, we were going to be here for at least a day and a half, and well, that day and a half got cut to a half.
Do you know anyone who could potentially try to find him and leave him a message?
Well, I was. I was wondering, is there any kind of, I don't know, magic? It's not my kind, so that's why I'm asking questions here, and I don't know about everything, but is there one that maybe you could, pardon me, magically send messages to people? Maybe we could find Scroll Love? I wanted to try and find one anyways, because... Well, I at least know one side of the well, I know both sides of the information, I think, are... Either way, I was going to try and use that to maybe reach out and contact someone. But maybe we could instead try and do that for Ruka. Let him know. Hurry up and get home! As fast as you can.
The only thing that I can think of is maybe asking our friend Gronk for a favor and having the Storm Wardens look for him. But I don't even know if the Storm Wardens would know what to look for.
If he's in disguise doing what he initially was trying to ask, I don't know if that would be a great idea.
Yes, I'm not even sure what I should be looking for.
Well, maybe the answer will come to us over a nice, big, juicy Leviathan steak with a side of yummy mashed vegetables and some hot sauce. We need to pack up on Marley sauce. If we are leaving in the morning, we need at least a few more bottles of that before we go. And I guess we get ready to say our goodbyes, and then we do our late night activities, and then we I don't know how to do this, but yeah, I guess we hope that Ruka gets back in time, and if not, maybe we leave a message. I don't know what to do.
So, there's only one way to find out, and that's to wait. But a meal does sound good.
I also think that a message would be a good idea. We can leave one at the Tide chapter and another one with Gronk, I guess. If we have time for that.
Well, let's go get some dinner, and then let's get our personal arrangements in order before we have to, I guess, go to work. She's going to start heading towards the Flamin' Flagon, because that's some good food there.
Alrighty. You all head to the Flamin' Flagon that is very bustling and busy this time of night. Find a table, sit down, and eventually Len comes on over. Oh, welcome back. You all here for some dinner?
Oh, Lennon. Can I, as a player, have like a last long stare at Lennon?
Currently, yeah, his golden hair is up in a bun. Little messy from helping all the patrons in here. Has 2 flagons of cinder ale that he's delivering to different people as he's sitting there with a bright smile, greeting you all.
Oh my god, that was so perfect. Thank you.
We are going away for the harsh, so we thought we would come and enjoy the food one more time. I at least am going to have my regular 2 dishes, please.
Absolutely.
And if you could ask Marley, could we buy a couple more bottles of hot sauce just to make it through the harsh, because we won't be here? And it's so good.
Euan is aggressively nodding behind her shoulder.
I will double check. I know that the ingredients of that are not super commonplace, but
Well, you tell
ask
her we are going to Valtari, so maybe some of the ingredients, might. Oh no, it's hot. It probably comes closer from my home. I might be able to make good deal with her on getting her some ingredients. But yeah, that's for another time. If you could ask and put in orders. Sorry, what does everybody else want to eat?
As you all.
Yes, can I have a piece of bread? Make it small.
Small bread, you got it. And Lennon leaves, helps some other people, and then a couple minutes later brings out your food and some drink. As you all enjoy a nice hearty meal, kind of the realization that you're leaving in the morning? Oh man, you've got a little bit of company to the niceties of a larger city and settlement here. You all remember the several-month trek you took to get here, and you hope that this trek will not be as time-consuming or tedious. A little bit of worry kind of sets in of how close the Harsh is. But you'll be accompanied by professional merchants, at least. That's something neat. As you guys enjoy your meal there, Ruka, is there anything you would like to do as you are out, or you just spending the night out here with the Gromthars?
He's
giving up?
like, he doesn't see what else he can do. And he's just gonna wait till morning. His plan is to wait till morning, go back to his stuff, and head back into the city as himself.
Right.
And then catch up with the party. That's his plan.
Okay. Alright, so the rest of you finish your hearty meal and a nice bit of drink to go with it. This is your last night in the city. What else would you like to do this evening? It's not super late yet, but it's getting later with each passing moment.
So Maldorwen is gonna eat his bread as fast as he can, and he's gonna go for a last storm brew because it's gonna be needed for what's coming. But he's just gonna drink half of it and gonna save half for the morning, and turn towards Euan and Asja and say,
Well, for this, Asja, there is someone I need to talk to before I leave. I really need to talk to her. So, I guess if you need me, I'll be at the type chapter. Is that okay?
It's fine. I have someone. I need to go talk to him too, and
I have someone that I need to pamper. So if you need me, I'll be in the baths.
Oh, I wonder if they're 24. Oh, either way. All right. So
and Ruka
we will
just
all
cuddle up to a Gromthar for the night.
Oh goodness. All right. So we are supposed to be ready later tonight. I'm assuming that that person will contact us back at the Sentinel.
Yes.
So we will.
Type chapter. Mhm.
It's a Thai chapter. Yes, we will meet back there.
Yes.
I guess. All right. Well, Maldorwen, good luck. I have some
Good
snacks
luck
for
to you
us
too,
on the
Asja.
way.
Yes. I think we should have told Euan Satriel that we needed snacks as well.
There might be snacks on the way too. We could. I'll pick up snacks on the way. We should go though. We don't have much time. We need to leave. You know, that bath does sound really good, but at the same time, we need to go. What is the desert like? I've never been outside of somewhere with lots of trees. So is it flat? Are there trees? Is there water?
Not really. It's more like when you're really inside it, it kind of feels like you're in the sea, you're at sea, but the waves are much, much slower. And, well, it's dry instead of wet.
Well, that would be good for Euan and his socks.
Yes, it will be.
Alright, well then. I am very nervous. I do hope Rhukkarrak can get back in the city or somehow meet with us. Or somehow chase us down quickly enough.
It will probably be bad for the skin though. I will ask the captain what moisturizer she uses. So we can get a bottle before we leave.
Bad for the... Oh, okay. No, that is a good idea. That is a very good idea. Although I will tell you, she does not know very much about that kind of thing, as she told me. I was trying to ask her about the dress before I came and asked all the rest of you about my fancy clothes. She said she was not very good at that. That was not her thing. So, I'm not sure. She might not know.
Well,
Either way, we should all go have our conversations. You should go enjoy your bath because we're going to do a lot of traveling soon. So we'll have to start your stretching routines again. She gets up. I will see you back at the chapter house. Soon, I guess. I don't even know where to find him right now. I guess I could start there. Okay, let's go. She's gonna, if nobody stops her, she's just gonna wander off, kind of muttering to herself about, now where do I find him?
Okay. Asja heads off, Maldorwen heads back towards the Tide chapter, Euan heads towards the Celestial Springs bathhouse, while going in separate directions for the last night in the city. Asja, where are you heading specifically?
Well, I'm going to assume that it's late enough that he's probably off work by now.
Yep. So
she is gonna... Yeah, she at least knows where his apartment is. Kind of. She's gonna go to the Wavecrest district because, well, he's a very distinct individual. And she is gonna start, I guess, just asking around, like, does anyone know, like, where to find him and stuff like that, and see if she can't.
Alright, I'm gonna have you roll two things. First, a charisma, just to not come off as creepy and stocky.
Yeah.
And second will be investigation.
I'm scared.
Why? You're not Kyrinon?
Okay, 16 for charisma. 16 for charisma.
Roasted,
And...
It's pretty good.
And a 9 for investigation.
9 for investigation, okay. Not terrific, but not terrible either. Just right about average. So we'll say it takes you a good, probably hour or so. It takes a decent amount of time to just travel to Wavecrest from the Flame Flagon. Anyways, then asking around and whatnot, and letting that charisma kind of exude, like, I'm not a stalker, I promise. As some people will look at you a little weird. I'm like, okay, yeah, we think we've heard of this guy. Kind of point you in the right direction. Eventually, you wind up in kind of a smaller little community area here, where there's different smaller abodes that make up a little bit of a living quarters. You were told that Gronk lives in one of these from some random elven figure. After approaching and I assume knock on the door.
Yes.
Alright. You knock on the door, wait a moment before the door opens.
Hello there. Oh. Well, howdy. Wasn't expecting to see you.
I was not expecting to have to try and find you. Euan has... We're leaving tomorrow morning for work for Euan. I wanted to come and say...
Right, here. Come on in.
Okay. She comes on in, I guess.
As you step into Gronk's little apartment here, basically, it's quite small, nothing large here, and it's more or less similar to his office. You can see he's kind of been obsessed a little bit with his work. All kinds of different, like, diagrams and investigation work kind of all over the place here in this apartment.
Sorry about the mess. There's just been a lot going on recently.
No, this is fine.
Actually, can't sleep, and well, this is what I do.
I understand that. It's totally fine, and please don't take this the wrong way, but it makes you much more attractive. Anyways, I'm leaving tomorrow morning, but I'm going to come back after the harsh.
See,
So maybe we could go and see that play when the harsh is done? If somebody else hasn't come along and you want to take them to a play instead, just say it.
Right. Absolutely. Surprised you're
What?
leaving this late in the season.
I don't know what... I'm just gonna kind of move some papers off of a chair and have a seat. Euan says that this is a very important delivery that needs to get there before the harsh. We are traveling with a bunch of merchants.
Right.
If I find out what's going on, your at least side of the Sunspire Dominion does seem to have ways that I could always write you letters and let you know what's going on. I'm just saying. She smiles.
I like that. Yes. I could try to keep you updated on what's happening here as well. Even though some things have to be treaded on a little lightly.
I understand. I don't want you to do anything that's going to risk yourself, whether it be your job or your health.
Right.
I hope it doesn't seem like I keep coming to you only for help. It's not my intention. By the way, my father, I went to the inn today.
Oh?
The innkeeper did remember him, but he said he was very disturbed and kept looking for something, touching his crystal. I don't think my mother is with my father, but I think that you are right, that I think she probably is still alive, but they're separated.
At least they were.
At least they were. I'm hoping that in Valtari maybe I can get some more answers. as well. They did, or at least he left here. So maybe that was his next stop. It gives me the Harsh to look around there and try and get some more information on not only them, but hopefully more on this book that everybody's looking for.
Right, yes. Freaking book.
Either way, I just wanted to say thank you for all of your help, and I hope that we can meet again after the Harsh.
I'd like that.
I'm really not happy that I have to leave before the Harsh. I was looking forward to, I don't know, getting to know you a bit better.
Likewise.
But we will do so in the future. And there's letters. We can write letters. I'm very good at writing.
I look forward to seeing it. You can...
She gotta... What do I do now? She has this look of like,
Yeah.
what do I do now?
He kind of is in that same kind of space, just a little dumbfounded, a little sad. Well,
she's just gonna kind of gather some courage, and she's gonna walk over, and she's going to, I guess, put her arms around his waist and kind of just give him a hug. I'll be back. I promise.
I'll hug you
if
back.
some other person hasn't swept you off your feet yet, I can give it a try.
That'd be nice. Good luck out in going to Valtari and see. Haven't been myself, but heard stories. All manner of creatures out there.
At some point, if this is going to be a thing, and she points between the two of them, you really will have to take time off, and I can get you to travel a little bit. Maybe I can take you somewhere very, very, unique.
I don't know. Kinda do like it here. Maybe in the future.
Homebody.
So, you and the rest of your group are going all out there, eh?
Probably for the best. I think we've upset some people here, so give them time to, I don't know, forget about us a little bit, and then come back.
Well, hopefully by that time we'll have more of whatever's going on in the city figured out, too. My goodness. Even today, there was this white drac there just trying to come in the city from the north. Like, what the heck?
Oh, that is not... They come in white?
I guess so. They were claiming that they were, like, all the way up north or something. I don't understand. Like, I don't have much grudges against, people up north, but a lot of the Sunspire does. I don't know. Seems coincidental. It's one thing I'm looking into.
Well, a lot of them have much shorter lifespans than us, so they don't really, I guess, remember the same way we do. But, good luck into looking into all of that. Huh. I did not know they came in white.
Right.
And in the back of her head, oh crap, I found him.
I'll just kind of pull you in for one other big hug. Stay safe, will ya?
She gives a squeeze. I will. You too. Don't do anything that's going to get on Calor's bad side. Promise?
I'll try not to.
Alright, don't push your buttons with him. He is so tightly wound. Oof.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
It means well,
And-
though, I think.
One last look around this room. I really am serious. This is very attractive. Anyways,
Thanks,
I should go.
Yes. Have a good night.
You too. And she's gonna slip out and head back to the chapter house.
Alrighty.
Maybe a little bit moist in the eyes, kind of shuffling her feet a little bit, but she's going back.
Okay. As Asja departs from Gronk's place, we'll follow Maldorwen as you arrive at the Tide chapter.
All right. Okay, so as I get there, obviously, the first thing that I want to do is look for the captain.
Okay. You can see that she appears to be doing a training currently. Brandishing the large greatsword and doing some movement, some sort of exercise, as you kind of meet her in like the barracks kind of area.
Okay, so I will kind of like step up to her, but I won't interrupt what she's doing. I'll try and actually join her.
Yeah.
And
She kind of finishes a couple of like a flurry of swings on this training dummy, or like stretching and leaning the sword on the dummy itself. Oh, I didn't see it there.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, sorry. No offense. That's not what I meant. Just got into
I'm
it.
kidding.
Trying to scrape off any of this rust before I go out and fight all these pyro scales.
I was hoping I would be able to help you with that. But
Oh, you're not?
I think we are leaving tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
I don't know if I told you, but Euan and Shatriel has, well, promised something very valuable in exchange for us taking something to Altari safely.
I see.
So, yes, I will have to leave tomorrow, Tarin.
Well, it has been an honor. Thank you so much for all your help that you and your companions have contributed in the last 10 days. I hope you all have a good and safe voyage.
he'll kind of step a little closer to her and nod and say,
Yes, it's been an honor, but it also has been more than that.
and he's gonna step a bit closer, say,
Even though I'm just leaving to Altari, my spirit feels like I was leaving for battle. And I fear. You know what I fear. I already told you. But you will be here, right? When I come back?
Most likely, yes. I don't plan on moving anytime soon. As long as the Pyroscales don't get to me, I guess.
I don't want you to get into too much trouble and... Well, you already have a lot in your hands, but... Can I please ask you to keep your eyes and ears open as we are gone? See what you can find out about this book, about the Kasdurim, about Kalerith.
Absolutely. I don't know if I'll be able to give it to my all, because, like you said, I do have quite a bit of responsibilities outside that, but I'm very intrigued as well. So I will keep my ears and eyes open.
Not too much, though. I don't want you perhaps finding a gnome that is more handsome than I.
He kind of just smirks.
I know it's going to be hard for me. Anyways, but before I leave, would you mind just going outside and watching the stars with me?
He kind of takes a deep breath in and exhales. I think I can manage that. Kind of picks up her great sword, sheaths it, and follows you.
Okay. So he'll lead, and he'll also be there outside, kind of like keeping an eye. Maybe Rhukkarrak will return, or just the others, or whoever is gonna contact us, like to see if they come around. Like he's gonna be keeping an eye out for that as well.
Yep.
And he'll also stare at the sky. And as he does, he'll say, "What do you see, Tarin, when you look up there and see the planets and Lunar and the stars?"
You know, I have not thought about that much. See the planets and how they influence our world. But I'm curious as to what you see.
Wearing the helmet, I could teach you about the movement of some of the constellations that we used to navigate, about the planets, yes, but mostly I would talk about the conflict. But that's the thing. I don't know if I want to see conflict. Well, if you're not sure of what's up there, I'm starting to think about it for myself, I guess, after something that Dagan said. And I promise that when I come back, I will take the helmet off so I can look at the stars with you and find out what everything means.
I'll keep your word to that. And hopefully, on your journey, the conflict, or Alamor, or whatever's out there, will watch over you.
I hope Alamor does the same for you and for the city. But somehow it feels like I shouldn't leave, but I must follow for now.
I understand.
I'm grateful that you're very patient, Captain. I know that I ask for too much. And if it truly weighs on you, I would rather you shake the weight off, because you already bear too much.
I think this is something I can bear.
Well,
With that, the two of you can just spend a bit more time making small conversation here and there, and just staring up at the sky and the glittering starscape that makes up the night sky. Eventually, I see you heading back to the Tide chapter after you leave from Gronk.
Yes, she is.
Head back there. Euan, anything else you would like to do after the bathhouse?
Nope. That's the last thing he wants to do. Is going to try to get some rest, knowing that they're leaving tomorrow, and with his pain, he is going to try to just get some rest. So hopefully he's not too much of a hindrance.
Okay. So eventually those two will show up, probably around the same time, because it took Asja a decent amount of time to actually find Gronk's place. But before that does happen, Maldorwen, just go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Alright. Perception. Okay, please. I don't want to join the club. I am in the club.
You're above 10, so you're good. You were kind of expecting something anyways. I'm just kind of keeping your eyes out as eventually, a little bit after the captain will say that eventually she does kind of turn in for the evening. She says that she has to wake up earlier in the morning. Needs to, as you sit there kind of alone for a moment, you then do hear from kind of just across the street, in a little less obvious place, but a little call out. Mr. No.
I'm gonna look around.
Over here. You can kind of see a small little hand kind of waving from
little beyond the chapter.
Okay. I am going to like start heading there,
Okay.
but like I want to like have my hand on the hilt of my rapier.
Okay. You're the one. Yeah. Euan sends his regards. You all are to meet just outside the Frostfire Citadel. Right as Lunar's in the middle of the night sky.
All right.
Have a good night. They kind of back up and start off to the city. Then Asja and Euan return within like 30-ish minutes from that. You all are back at the chapter.
Hello. I just got a message from someone. It was weird because with how Elendor works, I don't know if I was supposed to tip, but he said we should meet at the Frostfire Citadel, right as Lunor is in the middle of the sky. And looking at the sky, like, how many hours do we have?
Probably like an hour or two.
So we should hurry.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. I do want to like go in and like pack my bag, which is pretty light, but still. And like
One piece of bread, yep.
exactly. I'm going
All
to
anyone ever needed.
I'm going to like kind of like leave with everything on me.
Okay.
Kind of like stare at the captain as she leaves. You know, single tear. A tear rolls out my cheek and I leave.
Okay. As you all start to head out towards the Frostfire Citadel, you have a good, like, the journey from the Tide Chapter to the Citadel is like, maybe 15-20 minute walk. You have a good hour and a half-ish. Do you all just head on over there and wait?
If we get there early, we should probably not be like waiting in public if we're supposed to be. We should probably try and be a little bit hidden, seeing as we're supposed to be sneaky.
Yep. If you want,
Yes.
you could potentially head into like the Steam Temple like you were previously. Spend some time there.
That sounds good. Why don't we go to the holy sauna, and then afterwards we can come back and we can go and do this once we've had a nice good steam. Everyone? Sound good?
I'm down for more bath. I like this plan.
All right. Let's go get the blessed and the facial all at the same time.
The holiest of spas.
That's kind.
Now,
Do you think they do massages there as well?
how much did Rhukkarrak, how much did you disclose to the party of what your intentions were? You guys talked about it a bit.
We have no idea what questions he wanted to ask, as far as I recall. I don't really remember a conversation about what the questions
Yeah.
really were supposed to be, but
Yeah, nope, it was
Like, what was what I'm getting at is what was
he talked about
Rhukkarrak's
how he was
plan, like getting
yeah,
into the city.
he did talk about coming into the city and potentially leaving on the ship with the Kazuram
Right.
and trying to he did say that he was going to pretend to be to kind of know something about the stuff they're looking for. The
The book, right?
the path thing.
Yep.
The celestial path.
Yep.
And then offer his services as someone who can walk around freely, or what he thought freely, apparently not, because he's not a Kazdura.
Okay. I don't think it would be too far of a stretch of the imagination, if you would, to have the rest of you notice that it's weird that Rhukkarrak hasn't, made any contact.
oh, wait! I forgot to tell you guys. When I went to go see Chronic, he said something very strange that made me wonder. Very quietly. What is Ruka's cursed form? Because apparently today at the, I believe it was Western door, there was a light-colored Drakthir, white maybe? A light-colored Drakthir claiming to be from the north, trying to get in, and was not allowed in?
Oh, his cursed form is a cute little pofog with glasses.
Can I tie a string to his feet?
And the sad thing is,
Float him
Maldorwen's
like
the only one that's
balloon?
actually seen it.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Maldorwen would say, yes, he's a Drakthir when he changes. Do you think that is Rhukkarrak?
Is he a light? Is he a lighter color? Maybe like close to white?
So when Maldorwen saw him, he was white.
Yes.
He is currently silver, but it's not too far off from white. So.
Yeah. Yes, a pale Drakthir. Of sorts.
You know those feelings you get in your tummy? Nah, I'm having one of those feelings in my tummy.
Do you need more snacks?
I might need more snacks, but I also think that maybe Ruka did not get back in the city in his. Oh.
Oh, you beat me to the joke, Maldorwen. Well done.
Wait. What did Gronk say then? What did they do?
They're just not letting him in the city, as far as I know. I guess they're watching the gates very. I know we're leaving. We're leaving first. Why do you think I was trying to buy us till lunchtime?
What are we gonna do? What gate did you say?
I believe it was the West Gate.
At this point, I just hope he hasn't ended up a Rhukkar's snack for some wee beastie.
Look.
The Crawford just chewed on his leg.
I'll take. Sorry. I just picture it was very funny. So, yeah, Maldorwen will say, look, I honestly don't really want to stand in front of them any more than I have to. And me being there may make them less willing to speak. So, no offense, but I'm also the fastest. I think I can get there if I start running.
If you go quickly and we try and figure out this situation, that's probably a good idea. We just need to have everybody back in and ready to go to Aeon's by the morning. And Euan and I will go and... You're gonna get this confused. How did we end up in the... Okay, we'll go be the sneaky ones.
At least-
This look on her face like, something's not right here. But okay, we're gonna go with this.
The rainbow elf and
Oh.
the wooden dragon, it's fine.
Exactly.
clarify.
Large green.
You guys have like almost 2 full hours before this meeting is supposed to take place. The gates are yet again probably another 15-ish minutes from where you are currently. You could go there and then come back and have plenty of time.
Oh, alright. Well, let's do that then.
Yeah, let's... That sounds very good to me. I was starting to wonder, I mean, really, I kind of stand out a little. Maybe I should get some not so standout clothes at some point if we're going to do more of these sneaky things.
I'm not good at these sneaky things. I hope we don't have to keep doing them.
We probably will. Let's keep going. And I guess they'll head to the western gate.
That's what Rukkar's for. He can do the sneaky things. Most of the time. Not just
I was about to say. Are you sure about that?
Alright.
Well, you know, he needs to work on a few things. It's fine. It's fine.
You all arrive at the gates. Yet again, it is more barricaded. At this point in the night, there's probably only like 4 wardens on duty, not the full 6. But as you approach, they kind of stop you. You all leaving this late at night?
No, we were, one of our companions went to go and do some, scouting around earlier, but they never came back. So we just wanted to see if maybe they got stuck outside of the gate or something. Is that allowable?
Let's see. What was this companion of yours?
Orc? Maybe this tall? Very light skin? White hair? Kind of naughty? Big teeth?
And
Maybe a little brash?
you're looking... Oh, alright, well... Are you planning to come back into the city for the night so far?
Yes.
Oh, yes, we have work with Aeon Zathriel. We leave in the morning with... And this is why we need to find him, because we leave in the morning with the merchant team.
Are any of you wearing pendants?
Downward Sentinel
Mm-hmm.
thingies? Yes, I always have it on like my chest.
Okay. You kind of eyes that. Alright. Good luck. Hopefully you can find them. Alright. Well, you will need to be searched on your way back in. Extra precautions.
We are not going to hide. Don't worry.
We can do, no problems.
And yeah, you let out into the desert in front of you. Where do you go from here?
And Asja gets to see her first Grunthar.
Rukka at this point is asleep.
With the Grunthar.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. As a white track there. Or a silver track there.
Who's probably been slightly nibbled on by the Grandfather we've established.
You said he was like 100 and something feet away, right?
From what, the gate?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little there's a couple tents and one of the Grandthar kind of tents out here that are kind of butted up against the walls of the gate themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, you see all manner of these sleeping. At first, they almost appear just to be like big rocks that kind of jut out from the sand. But on closer inspection, you can see the kind of scutes that form up the shells of these Grandthar.
They're kind of huge.
And
I
some
think
of them
they're very cute.
are. You see all manner of different sizes here. There's some that are like small, almost like basketball sized Grandthar that are probably quite young. Then there's some that are like very, very large, with all manner of harnesses and straps adorning their shells. The size of a car, if not larger.
It's gonna be hard finding Rhukkarrak among all these Grandthar.
We'll say, just the three of you go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
Can I cast Thaumaturgy to like whisper very loudly?
Sure.
Shout.
Whisper loudly. Pretty sure those are options, but yeah, okay.
So what you're saying is
Non-critical.
you're rolling to talk normally. Got it.
I'm with
No, I mean,
you, Kyra.
There is such thing as a loud whisper, but
It's 16 for you and for perception.
Okay.
13 for me.
13 for
12.
Mel, 12 for Asja. Perfect. Alright, so you guys kind of inspect the Grandthar a little bit, and are those of you that haven't really seen Grandthar in the Asja, I think the rest of you have, albeit probably not a lot, kind of a little curious about them. And Euan, I think you do spot the little like white or silverish, it's kind of hard to see at the dim light, curled up Drakthir looking individual sitting right next to a large shell of a Grandthar.
You can recognize him because there's a natural one right next to
Exactly. I think I found
Thanks.
him.
Yeah, that's the name of the Grandthar he's leaning on. It's painted on its shell, Nat 1.
Oh, that'd be such a good name for a cat.
Euan will point out, kind of quietly and a little unseen, where he is. Will hobble his way over, uncork his...
Wait.
Oh.
I want to take this moment and she pulls out a book and a pencil and really quickly makes a sketch, as if, your friends stand there with their phones taking pictures of you in like funny compromising positions. She's like sketching out, Okay, I'm done. Go ahead, wake him up. I just have to remember this. This is funny.
Oh, wait. And I'm gonna take out my calligrapher's tools and I'm gonna draw a 1 on his forehead.
Euan sighs.
Number
perception
one.
check is it in order? Yes, no.
What's your passive perception?
Oh, it's 13.
13 minus 5 because you're sleeping. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, never mind.
yeah,
It's probably really easy for him to do this without me perceiving it, especially since okay.
Yeah. We'll
It's the
say
scale.
as Maldorwen draws a 1 your forehead, you wake up.
You will
With your
still
3 friends
uncork his
looking
water
down
skin.
at you.
And pour.
jolts you awake.
What are you doing?
You might want to get changed and come back. We're leaving in the morning.
He's going to look around.
That would be a little difficult. My things were lost in the sand sea.
But where did you put them?
They were... They were
Somewhere
consumed
sandy.
by a bullet.
Insight chatting.
He's trying to make sure he doesn't get caught, especially so near the city.
23.
Oh my god! So, I mean, obviously, he is missing all of his stuff, but no, it was not eaten by a bullet.
Asja's just gonna giggle. A bullet. You know, sometimes I really do have concerns that you were dropped on your head many times. We leave in the morning on the ship, and we've got to take you with us, at least tonight. I mean, I kind of lied and said you had a tummy bug, but that's not going to help.
Well, these heathens wouldn't let me in the city, so I might as well. You said you headed out, Are you headed to Valtari?
Yes, but we also have a chance to speak with the Kasdurim tonight. But we need to hurry, Rhukkarrak.
I don't see how to get in without my things.
You just hide behind me, don't worry.
It might be a bit suspicious if I walk in wearing these clothes and with this wound,
As he indicates the wound on his shoulder.
I can fix the wound. As for the clothes, well, I've gotten to know the styles of Elendor a little bit, and I think if we just do a little bit of work...
I think what he's wanting is for us to leave, and he'll find his way back by the morning.
No,
Right.
no. If you can get me in, that would be great.
As the Garnthar continues to
Yeah,
chew
just-
on his leg in its sleep. Okay.
Oh, the
Alright.
Groundbear's name is actually Chewy.
What do his Grumthar's make now? It's canon.
That's perfect.
So, helping Rhukkarrak, I say you heal him. How do you do so? You just patch him up with the healer's kit, or would you like to use any magic to do so?
Well, normally I only keep this one for myself, but having you look like you're in pain would probably not be a good idea. And she's just kind of kneel down and, play along with this whole, oh, I'm just looking at the Grunthars, oh my god, isn't this one adorable? And, kind of, if you hurt me, I smash your face against Grunthar. And she's going to very gently run her hand across where the wound is, and I will use one of my healing lights on Ruka. Because it doesn't look like it's a huge wound, correct?
It
Right.
looks
So it doesn't need...
like it hurts, but it's a scrape more than anything.
5 points of damage is healed up. So as
Okay.
her hand goes across you, what you're going to feel is almost like little electrical pinpricks almost. And if you look down, what you'll see is coming from her own hand is that same kind of radiant light that she gives out, and the wound just seems to be filling with it, as if it's almost coming out in liquid, and then just everything just kind of seals back up. And she'll pull her hand away.
That is quite the handy trick.
And he, like, as you go to touch him, he kind of flinches back a little bit, but then, like, hold still, and you're able to feel, like, the rough scales as you're going along his skin. And, yeah, after that, he will slowly... He'll go into a place that's out of sight, probably around the other side of the Grenthar. Make sure no one's looking, and then change back into an orc.
Okay. Does anyone
As he
here
comes around-
try to sneak a peek?
All three of us with our necks craned around the Grenthar.
Over the Grenthar shell. Oh.
It's like the full scene from a cartoon where all three heads are just stacked on top of each other over the corner.
Pretty much.
That's Maldorwen, then Asja, then Euan.
But weirdly enough, Euan's on the bottom.
Yeah, Maldorwen can be on the top. That whole helmet? No thanks. Ow. Looks painful.
All right. No, if you all give Rhukkarrak privacy, then yeah. A moment later, he emerges as the Rhukka you know, the Hill Orc.
And with a number
He'll
one
try
on his
to-
forehead.
Yeah, he'll try to rearrange his outfit a little bit and ask for Asja's help.
Asja's gonna come over and prestidigitation the clothes that were torn up. First off, and then she is going to try with her kind of sense of, okay, just make it as outlandish as possible, and they're going to think it's the newest fashion craze, you know. And
do you have proficiency
Sure.
in a disguise kit?
no,
Okay.
but
Just wondering.
I do have a sewing stuff.
A sewing stuff?
You have
Trying-
sewing
It's in my inventory, so hold on. It's
That's something new.
Yeah.
Sewing kit?
sewing kit, yes.
Okay. We'll say, just go ahead and roll... a wisdom, I guess? It's a straight wisdom check.
Okay. Is she wise enough today? 18.
There you go, 18. Yeah. A little bit of stitching here, stitching there, patching up the little bit of a tear, prestidigitation to make it all look orderly. Easy enough.
She'll take some ribbon from like her clothing and stuff like that, make little bows and sew it up where the the tear is on the thing, and just kind of make this line of bows. Trust me, all the rage. Even men like
He-
to wear these.
He will also insist on taking, like, the shirt off and giving it to you so that you don't have to touch him while doing it.
Good plan. Good plan. Very smart. So. And she gives him back. We should get back in the city now, though, because we are running out of time. Ticky ducky.
And Rhukkarrak is looking fabulous. Okay. As, yeah, you all depart from the Grenthars here. As one calls out. And then head back towards the guards, who then kind of inspect you all and kind of give you nods. We'll just say, let's have a group just charisma check for this.
Right, here comes Euan's nat one.
Oh no, why do you jinx yourself like that? It was almost a nat
It's a 6,
too.
so it's a 5.
Holy.
Oh dear God.
Oh, thank
Nat
goodness.
20. Not 20!
Thank Alamore. Holy crap.
Oh, rainbow elf.
So thankfully, Asja has incredible charisma and is able to persuade the guards that there is nothing afoot here. Even though the rest of you are acting hella sus. And you're let it.
There is nothing going on here. I don't know why you'd say that.
They're just grumpy. It's bedtime. We've had a long day. That's all. Ignore them. They're fine. Don't worry about it.
Get off of my property.
This sentinel pendants help as you're let back into the city with a little bit of a search, but nothing crazy. And then you make your way back towards the Frostfire Citadel, where this supposed meeting is to take place, where you can hopefully finally talk to the Khazdurim and figure out their true intentions of being here in Elendor. But that will need to wait for next week, as that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
No.
Oh man. My goodness, there was some crazy stuff that happened.
Shenanigans.
All the shenanigans.